Now, to be fair, I'll get into all this. They apparently were jawing, and Dak spit while he had his lineman in front of him, spit towards Jaylen Carter down, and they were showing that to be fair, and they didn't want to make it. But Jaylen Carter gets in his face. Now they're in each other's faces. The linemen are away from it, and they're just yapping. Nobody's really paying attention. Didn't look like it was going to be a fight. Hell, they're getting ready for the first play of the game, first offensive, defensive play of the game. And now the official's standing there. He comes over to make sure everything's cool. Come on, guys, Thursday night football. You guys are a big part of this. I mean, Jaylen Carter, you could argue he's the best, second best, third best defensive tackle. One of the most disruptive big dudes there is. Even when he was going 200 miles an hour down the middle of college and had some problems, that team just said, yeah, he's going to drop a little bit. He ain't dropping a whole lot because he's at a different level, and it's turned out for him. Jaylen Carter out of Georgia is a hell of a player. Gets out there, and he spits with the official standing right there. Spits, I don't know, hit his shirt or whatever. I know guys spit a lot out there. You know, I'm spitting all the time too, but spitting on another guy is just raunchy. And if Dak's intention was to kind of go his way with spitting, like, trying to make a point, you're nothing. But you can't be that stupid to get in a guy's face and spit at him with an official. You shouldn't do it anyway. But next to a sucker punch, which is cold cock a guy from the side or something, and to me, it's just like, it's not toughness. That's a coward. But spitting on a person is just, it's the most humiliating thing you can do. Somebody spit at another guy or a woman spit. I mean, it's even, complete turnoff. But I just, that's how it started. The NFL. And he gets kicked out of the game. No brainer. Nothing wrong there. Nobody's saying anything. And Chris Collinsworth's going, oh my God. They just built this whole thing about we gotta be able to run the ball, and we gotta be able to block and double team this guy and get him out. He's one of the most disruptive guys. Dallas's O-line's been talking about him, and he's walking off with a smile on his face with head of security getting escorted off out of the game. And you're like, I can't believe I just saw this.
He didn't seem to care.
No.
Right? He didn't seem to care. He's like,
his ass apologized, and it sounded like Jalen Hurts went right to him after the game and said,
yeah, because you get suspended.
Dude, you just missed the whole, you basically got suspended.
Don't you suspend him more games than this? That's what people were screaming about. I know Florio was on it, like he could get suspended more than, just that game right there. But
not
Football Talk on WQAM is sponsored by Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off the juicy Week 1 matchup between Miami and Indianapolis, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today, Joe.
All right, Woody. And, boy, it was was a strangest start to a football game I've ever seen. We've had the lightning delays, and every team's going to go through that. Crazy weather, 65-minute delay or whatever it was.
What's great about the NFL, isn't it like we come in on Mondays and it's like you've seen something different you've never seen before?
I don't know, Woody. Yeah, there is a lot of that, but
something.
I know. But last night was way off the road, man.
Yeah,
that was like, and by the way, it wasn't some aggressive young guy running down on special teams who wanted to show his team his toughness and lost his temper and threw a punch and got kicked out. It's arguably one of their 3 or 4 best players on the Super Bowl championship team and one of the 2 or 3 best defensive tackles in football. And he didn't even play a snap. He didn't get double teamed and got hit high and low where those guys get upset. He didn't get where the guy kept blocking him and knocked him off his feet and stood over him. He was just standing there. They're getting wait to play the first offensive and defensive play of the game. And Jaylen Carter spits on the quarterback. Now, I know Dak, and please, before you're going to go, because you guys feel a little feisty, they didn't tell me Dak spit before and kind of spit down and had his offensive lineman in front of him.
I don't think Dak is that dude, though, either, man.
But I got to tell you.
He's not that guy.
And by the way, everybody knows this, too. A lot of times in the NFL, it's not the first guy.
Yeah.
It's the second guy, because now the official's in position. He's running over. Now Dak and Jaylen Carter are in each other's face. Not like they were going to go to blows. I mean, the baddest man on the planet's the defensive tackle, and it's your quarterback. Like, nobody even really, they just saw him, John, the offensive linemen are in the huddle getting all lined up for that first play and thinking about blocking that guy and everything. And they're just standing there kind of around the line of scrimmage, and flag comes out, and he gets kicked out of the game. And you're like, what did he say? That's what I first thought. What did he say? What did Jaylen Carter say? You go, no, he's out of the game. Then they showed it, and boy, they got some close-ups. You can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say the camera angles on these things are
amazing shots. He got spit on, and the official's standing right there thinking he's got to break up. Hey, guys, let's get you back in the huddle. Let's get this thing started. Got a big game kicking off the NFL season. Got a zillion friggin' people watching. And you went back to college on it. Jaylen Carter went back to Georgia. He went back to the speed team last night. What are you doing? What are you doing? I can't even imagine what the coaching staff, especially the coordinator, Vic Fangio, who's up in the booth going, he just got kicked out of the game. Collinsworth did a great job at that point of going, you realize how much time they spent trying to figure out how to block this guy? He is one of the most disruptive defensive tackles we have in the game. I don't know what he plays at. He's a huge, athletic, active dude that was made to be a defensive tackle. And he, like you said, he gets kicked out of the game.
Would you suspend him further?
I don't.
This is one of those where the leagues, they'll put the numbers in the hat and just pick out however many numbers.
I don't know. He got basically suspended last night, didn't he? Missed the whole game.
He did, but
I don't know. I'm not one of those like, okay, you spit on the guy. It's terrible what you did.
You punched him in the chin under his helmet. I mean, get suspended as the same.
I don't know. Woody,
it was worse.
Woody, you're more. Listen, spitting on a guy's terrible. Next to sucker punches, it's horrible. You see every so often we see a fan and another fan come up, sucker punch a guy and hit him on the chin and drop him and he hits his head and it's terrible. But I don't know, Woody. I'm not going to sit here. We got a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go on and how long.
They were screaming.
Well, Mike Florio. I know that's what we do,
media,
man.
They were screaming for
I
it.
know he needs to be suspended. I don't know.
I just don't think people like the Eagles. They're not a very likable team.
The Eagles?
Yeah, they're just not a likable group of their coach. coaches, like
hey
some
man,
of those players. They're just not a very likable group.
I don't look at them that way. I think Jerry Jones and Dallas is a hard team to like.
I agree with.
No, you don't agree. I mean, you didn't
Jerry
say it.
Jones thing. Jerry Jones very tough to like, but I don't find that Dallas team as a whole all that. I mean,
I don't know. America's team. I think everybody got tired of for a long time. America's team.
yeah, but they always lose.
I know they are. They were throwing their numbers up the last time they sniffed a Super Bowl or a
Look at this guy talking
NFC
outside the
championship
locker room,
game.
probably before the coach, right? Jerry Jones.
Yeah, well, that's what he
Good
does.
God, man.
That, by the way, you take that job, Jerry's
That is
talking
so
before
stupid.
you do after the game. And then you respond as a head coach to what
Yeah.
Jerry has to say about that loss last night. They had a chance. Hey, listen, they were in the game. They marched right down. They looked good. They did a lot of good things. Ceedee Lamb was fantastic in the game last night, coming back and catching the ball and making a point to get him the football and stuff. But, that costly fumble too. Difference in the game, man. Down in great field position to fumble. Cowboys fumble one. But I don't know what's gonna happen. It's funny because I can hear the commissioner because I knew people are gonna want this guy like basically kicked out of the league or to pay because spitting's so bad. And I was like, now the commissioner's going, we don't have anything for this. What are we gonna do for spitting on a guy before the game starts? What are you gonna do to this guy?
Hey, at least it's distracted from how pathetic those kickoffs look. We got to stop with this stuff, man. Every year, making these things more and more ridiculous.
I think this is the best you can do, Woody.
Those guys, so they got to come up and it's like a chip shot kick, right?
Yep, you don't need it. Kick it right to the goal line.
Kick it a tad too hard. You start at the 35-yard
35.
line, so you get a first down. You're almost in field goal range.
Yes,
with the way that these guys kick now.
Correct.
I'm just not a huge fan of any of that, man.
If in the name of health, I'm just gonna say they're trying everything. And if this, I still, because we're one step away. If this doesn't work, and we have a zillion concussions with this one this year, and the numbers go way up, then our next start's going to be, if you go to a scrimmage and see how a scrimmage starts, you just line up at the 30, the number ones against the number 2. That's what they're going to do, Woody.
College does it. Look, kicking out the back of the end zone, you start at the 25, it's fine.
It's not.
Whatever.
Everyone, when you get 7 or 8 of them and you realize the play's a waste after a while, and that's what happened.
Ceremonial play. That's all it is. It's for looks. But with this chip shot thing,
I disagree with you, man. I disagree. It looks weird. I've gotten used to it, but I'd rather see a guy catch the ball down around the goal line. I think we're going to have more touchdown. We're going to have great field position no matter what. Guy catches the ball, and the guy just takes off and runs. You can get to the 30. Everybody's going to get the ball between the 30. You hope. That's the other thing. Your coverage now becomes so friggin' important. You need guys to get around the guy that's blocking you. And you need to get down there and you need to make a tackle around the 30. And if you get a guy at the 28, 29, it's a win for your group because field position is going to change. These guys are going to be playing outside of big punts, off the kickoff returns. There's going to be some really good field position. And all of a sudden, the Cam Goods of the world and those guys are going to be really, really important. Those 3 or 4 guys that run down there, beat the block and run down there to make a tackle, and they can save you 7 or 8 yards every time. Boy, they're going to be popular. But Woody, I disagree, man. The next thing, I don't think anybody I know wants to just rip it from where it was because all these guys, as you said, all these guys got great legs. I don't mean sexy legs. They got big legs, and they can rip it out of the back of the they can all kick it out of the end zone. All of them. Jason Sanders, anytime he wants, he can rip it out of the back, and so can all the rest of them.
I like that you felt the need to clarify that legs.
Well, I don't want to get all sexy on men today. He's got some great legs out there.
Did you see the squatting?
Oh, my God.
Thing they showed? Those are good legs.
So the funny comment, anything that I just want to put anything that will make bend that bar like that.
Oh, my God, man.
How strong is that? How strong are those legs? Good.
He is unbelievable to watch. I mean, he really.
I know you've brought him up. Listen, he's a special player.
He's all alone as far as
he is
that elusiveness and those cuts and
he is
the jumping.
Are you going all alone again?
He just is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good. He's really
Now
good.
that may change by Monday, but we'll see.
Well,
We'll see. We got to see the big
just
horse.
back off a little bit. Yeah,
I do want to see the big horse in Baltimore.
I just think any guy 31-32 that outruns everybody at that weight.
Well, we got to see now. Has the big horse lost a step?
They keep saying that. He keeps getting extensions. He's beating the hell out of running back Father of Time. He just Father of Time hasn't been nice to that position, and he is going, I got you again. I got you. Hey, we got to go to break here, man. We're running a little bit late. We do have a lot of stuff to get to here coming up this morning. We got some Dolphin stuff, and we have a lot more Dolphin stuff that we'll be getting to. Plus, we're getting in some high school football. It is Football Friday, which means usually belongs to high school, but there is kind of a big game tonight, and it should be a hell of a game. Kansas City, I can't wait to see what they look like. Everybody's all over the board about how good Kansas City's going to be after winning, going 15-2, I think, last year. Had a great year, and they'll play against the Chargers. So we'll have more on that. Yeah, the NFL couldn't even leave the poor high school football alone for a Friday night. Just couldn't do it. Could not do it. Hey, I want to talk about hurricane season, man. It's here. And September could get rough. We're just starting into this September. I know one thing, and Chev always tells me, a Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing, the CEO over there says, Joe, the one thing people can do is give us a call. We're going to bust our humps to do a great job and protect their home, man, whether it's the impact windows and doors or it's a new roof. We do it all. Matter of fact, if you have an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now and you can pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. So don't wait for the next storm. If you've been going, we're going to save some money. Hopefully we'll get through this September, October. We'll be good and we'll worry about it next year. Don't do that. What are you waiting for? You got a company that cover all South Florida. Going to do great work. Very competitive prices. They do it right. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, that's LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They've got professionals answering the phone ready to help you with all your questions and get you started today.
Miami.
All right, welcome back here. I guess we can officially call this a Football Friday, although Marlins have the Phillies coming to town here. Glad to be off the road and back home. But, yeah, we've got a lot of news, a lot of stuff to get to, some big high school football games tonight. We got, if you're an NFL fan, don't worry. They got you covered tonight. Kansas City Chiefs and Chargers. Love everybody's predictions. By the way, I know everybody's got wild takes on everything, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And by the way, when we all agree and we all go crazy, it just gets more clicks because more people want to go. It's the dumbest thing you've ever done. And ESPN's getting to be really classic at this. They are. Their takes on things. And listen, they do a lot of debating like we do and talking and stuff. But sometimes, and by the way, if we don't see it right away, we just decide somebody's really bad, right? Or if they do something great in the one game, they're the greatest thing. And so some people, that's, what have you done for me lately? And we go that way. But I got to tell you, yesterday, Channing's partner on the pivot came out and talked about generational quarterbacks. I'm always interested. Some of them I played against. Some I've just watched like you have. Actually, most of them since I've been out so long. And I played with a guy that was really had special skills. And they're all different, right? Some have strong arms, some have a quick release, some are more accurate than others, some can run better than others. But there's a lot of different ways to get to greatness of quarterbacks, what you would consider, an elite of elite quarterbacks. But I got to tell you, Woody, yesterday they got talking, and it started with Arch Manning. And look at right now.
That's the problem, by the way, right there.
There you have it.
The initial question of Arch Manning being a
so
generational talent.
This thing with Arch Manning, I just wish everybody could back up.
Yeah, leave the kid alone.
Leave him alone. At this point, he's just trying to complete some passes right? And get some confidence. Probably not the best thing for his first start to start the season. He started 2 games before. This is his third start, but as the number 1 quarterback on the team, and he's going against Ohio State, and he didn't look ready. He did not look very prepared. And I'd agree, his footwork, everything, his decision-making, it was bad. It was bad. But I'm listening. It went from that, and we got into generational quarterbacks. And it's always interesting because we all have a different, it's hard to rank them except for numbers and championships. I don't know how you don't put Tom Brady in everything. I know Tom wasn't the fastest guy. So if that's your thing and you want your quarterback to take off and run for 400 or 500 yards, but you look at Tom Brady's championships and numbers, I mean, he owns everything. He owns everything. I'm not saying he's the most athletic guy at his position, but any guy that plays that long and is that good, even at the end, hell, he's got records in Tampa Bay, was there long enough to win a ton of playoff games and win a championship. And by the way, completely changed the way we look at Bill Belichick. Soon as, in my opinion, as soon as Tom Brady left and went to Tampa Bay and won a championship, everybody started looking at Bill Belichick a little bit differently. I'm not saying he still won all the games. You can call him, the greatest and all that stuff. But I don't know how you don't put Tom Brady. He took, I guess, Peyton Manning was in that group, and
you want to hear this nonsense?
Ryan Clark, anyway, on his comments here. Yeah.
Few of them. I think there's less than what you think. I think John Elway was a generational talent. I think Patrick Mahomes is a generational talent. I don't think Tom Brady, I don't think Drew Brees, I don't think Peyton Manning are generational talents. I think Andrew Luck ended up being a generational talent.
What?
I think there's a ton of them out there.
But so then what? Then how does one, in your eyes, be a generational talent? Because there's not a lot of difference.
Production.
Let me chime in here because I love the
Their
argument.
guy
back
made
and
sense
forth
right
between
there.
y'all. I ain't trying to get in the way of
You
it.
got it.
Here's the reality. The operative word here is. Do you believe Arch Manning is a generational talent? He could be, but he's not.
Not right
Why
now.
not yet? What have you seen to say that he is?
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence.
Anyway, so they're going back on, this thing started with everybody just deciding this guy's he's getting ready to start the season as a starting quarterback for Texas. And I know the Manning background probably has part of this, a grandfather and his two uncles.
They keep screwing this kid though, man.
But
It's
this
really
kid,
unfair.
and this kid didn't ask for any of this stuff, man.
No.
He ain't going around beating his chest.
He does seem like a quiet kid, right?
He's like, what the hell did I get into?
Oh my God.
And then, of course, they brought up he's making $6.5 million.
Why are they talking about him with Brady and Peyton, Drew Brees?
Well, then it switched over to, I don't think there's very many of those guys that you think he might have a chance to be anyway, including his uncle. I don't think he's one of those guys. Oh, gosh, man. You can't make all this stuff up, man.
What
You
are they
can't make
doing
it
on
up.
those shows, though, man. I mean, where do they get this stuff from? You throw Brady in that now?
Hey, listen, you can't be generational and quit in your 20s. How about that one?
Mm.
First overall pick from Stanford. We saw him down here. Listen,
Yeah, I can't believe you threw Andrew Luck in there too. But
Andrew Luck's an athletic director
Tom
now, or
Brady
head of recruiting at Stanford.
sounds stupid that we have to say this, but Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback ever, probably the greatest football player ever.
He could be 1-1. Yes.
That guy was.
The people really have a
his
problem.
mid-40s,
They really
man.
have a problem. Like he did it for a long time. He stuffed the playoff stat sheet. He stuffed the rings. And he's got, you can look it up, touchdowns, yards.
Yeah.
Hell, I think if he
It's
won,
such a stupid conversation on the day that the league getting ready to kick off. Like,
yeah,
just such a stupid conversation.
yeah, you're right. We're getting ready to go. That's a great point.
You
We're
to
getting
debate,
ready.
Like Drew Brees, okay, whatever, but Brady and Manning, come on, man.
Yeah, I think you hit 1 and 2 right there.
Remember
by
when
the
those
way,
two used to get together and play against one another?
Those are classics. Colts and Patriots.
That's Allen and Jackson now,
That
right?
that was good business. Yes.
Or
good,
Allen
good
and
call.
Mahomes, or Jackson and Mahomes.
Yeah.
That those three.
Well, Mahomes is. Listen, I agree with everybody. Mahomes is like right now is no matter. They think he's gonna have a lot more touchdowns than he's had here recently, playing with some of the worst group of receivers you've seen, right?
Yeah. Hey, Brady had some of those years too, though.
He did.
Where his receivers are pretty lean.
He did.
They
No
won.
question.
Going to Tampa and winning though in the mid-40s, that was, and they were showing some of his highlights yesterday too. He was slinging it up there, man.
Yeah, they weren't just handing the ball off. It wasn't.
That wasn't like Peyton
Yeah.
Peyton at the end of his career. Remember with Denver?
Go get him, D. By the way,
Yeah,
Tampa
his
Bay
arm
did have a
was-
good defense. All right, hey, 7:00 hour is coming up, man. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of Dolphin stuff. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. The NFL, and you may be with this. There's a lot of you that listen to this show that agree. The NFL power rankings are out. I took about 6 or 7 of them yesterday. Everything from 22 to a guy that's going to join us in the 9:00 hour has us a 29th best team. For the life of me, I went back and looked at how many teams last year. We'll come back and talk about this. You'd be shocked on how many teams, unless off the top you can remember, had 5 wins or less. There was a lot of friggin' teams last year in the NFL that had some bad years. Anyway, I do want to take a minute this morning and talk to you about something very, very important to men out there. Stop with the quarterback for just a second. Let's talk about you. How you doing with low T and ED right now? How you handling low T? Well, Joe, how the hell do I know if I have it or not? I mean, how the hell am I supposed to know my body? Are you tired all the time? Energy gone? Matter of fact, when that happens and you find yourself like, yeah, I started taking more naps and just I find myself falling asleep watching shows and no energy on the weekends, and wife's complaining to me and she wants to do more and I don't have the energy, you probably have low T. There's a good chance you're foggy. How about you're snappy? And everybody's noticed, ooh, somebody had a bad day again. Somebody's a grumpy old man. If you're getting that at your house, you have low T. And with it, ED, you know if you have that or not. That's very simple. Is the bedroom right now in that bed, is it a hit and miss, or has it just become a complete strikeout? If it has, and nothing's working for you right now. I had them both. I'm laughing at myself right now, not laughing at you out there, but I want to let you know you can get rid of it with Atlantic Men's Clinic. It works, baby. It works. It's unbelievable, the program. I will tell you, when you go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, this is what they do for a living. They take care of low T and ED. They knock it out. They give you the T, the PSA test, if medically advised, a test dose. On top of that, you meet with their professionals, people that do nothing but put together a program for you, to give you great results. And with 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, including a brand new one in Hollywood, you can't go wrong. I go to Plantation, by the way. Tell him Joe Rose said to give him a call. Said, hey, did it work for Joe, really? He says it's working unbelievable. I want it to work for me, and I want it to work fast. It does. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Get more information. Get that number. It works.
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast, we're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they lost their minds. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one. Starting in the NFL, the Eagles beat the Cowboys 24-20 to open up the season. Week 1 continues tonight with the Chiefs and Chargers playing in Brazil. The Dolphins will open up their season on Sunday on the road in Indianapolis. Over to the Canes, who will host Bethune-Cookman tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 7 from Hard Rock. The game can be heard here on WQAM with our countdown to kickoff beginning at 3. And the Marlins will begin a 3-game series with the Phillies tonight. The first pitch is at 7:10 from Lone Depot Park. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, and joining us this morning is Robert Bailey, president of Rosenhaus Sports, former member of the University of Miami football team. You got to be a little fired up about what just happened with Notre Dame and Miami.
Yeah, super excited. Guys, it's great to be on the phone with you, Joe. You're a legend in this community, and it's an honor to be on the phone. But yeah, I was as a former Cane. Anytime we got a good win, I'm extremely excited. But to beat Notre Dame at home, that's special to me. I was texting with Todd Light, a former Golden Domer who I played in the NFL with, and we were, every play we were texting each other. It was a lot of fun.
So
Mario has a great product.
Yeah. Hey, I always wonder this, as a guy's been through it all with the University of Miami and a heck of a player. I always wonder. So if I said number one rival for you, would it be Florida, Florida State, or Notre Dame? If you could play them and just at a different level, you really, really look forward to that game. Who would it be?
I would say it's always Florida State. That will never change. Florida hasn't been in our, we don't play them enough to where I would even think it's a rival. Notre Dame became a rival. It's the whole, convict versus Catholic deal that they became a rival.
That makes you a convict, man.
There's nothing like that in-state rivalry that we have.
Yeah.
With Florida State and the guys, we know them. They played in the same community growing up, and all the kids know each other. They play on the same 7-on-7. So, yeah, I think that's the team that I would consider. That's the team that I would consider, the biggest rivalry.
Robert, at being president of Rosenhaus Sports, my gosh, man, your job, it was one thing when you guys just represent as many players. I know it's way over 100 players in the NFL. But it's another when all of a sudden the NCAA says, hey, by the way, all you agents in the NFL, you guys can be in the marketing business, in the NIL business, which I still have people go, why are those professional agents in that? They should not. And I go, no. This is all professional football now. So what adjustment has that been for you guys now that we're seeing athletes make so much money? And then I see your name on a lot of them around the country.
Well, to me as a former player, I love it. I love anything that gives the athlete, a better opportunity, more, economically it's better, financially it's better. The only thing about the system is really you start out based on how, what your value is coming out of high school.
Yeah.
And you know how high school is. Some guys are stars in their community to get to college and they're not stars. And
right.
Some guys are not stars in their community, and they get to college and they become a star. And then it's also, colleges are paying NIL for guys coming out of high school based on, how many other schools are recruiting them, and they're just trying to outbid the other. And then when you get there, at some point it gets adjusted whether you did well or not. But I love it. I think guys, it just shows how much the NCAA was making over the years. When I went to school, they were giving me $800 a month to eat dinner at night and sometimes lunch. And that was for the entire month, $800. So it was tough. We ate a lot of burgers.
Yeah, they were trying to sell you on that scholarship. That scholarship's enough. It's expensive at that school. I know.
Back then it was $28,000.
Yeah.
So if you do the $28,000, if you do the math plus the $800 a month,
Yeah.
it comes out to be a little less than a little less than 38 grand for the entire year.
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask you. So the transfer portal, basically you're a free agent every year, as you know, with the 2 windows they have right now on this transfer portal. Do you like it? I know it's kind of more than almost the NIL money, because once the season starts, nobody's really talking about the money, or not that much, but guys bouncing in and out. What are your thoughts on overall about the transfer portal?
I like anything that gives the player freedom. It's the coaches have freedom to leave whenever they want to leave. I think the players should have the same. So for me, anything that allows the players to have a better opportunity somewhere. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes they go somewhere and they don't play.
That's true.
But it's just an option. At least they have the option. So I think it's better in that regard.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So as far as the NFL goes, we've seen it change since you played, since way since I played, and one doctor for the whole body and everything else to where you are now with specialists. And if you don't like specialists on the team, your players and the team they're playing for, they can now go anywhere they want and stuff. Do you like the way the medical stuff's being handled around the NFL? It looks like they're on top of stuff for the most part.
Yeah, I love it. I love the way the guys are being protected. I love the way you can get a second opinion. They push it. In the past they didn't really want it, but now it's being pushed. Guys get second opinions, and they're really looking out for the guys. Concussion protocol, going to the tent. It was nothing like that when I played, but I love it.
Hey, so you guys, I always wonder. You guys got to be at games. I see you guys. I see Drew. I see him at different games and different nights, and he's flying around. You're flying around. You guys, the whole team is hitting stuff. You're at college games. How do you go about that? What do you end up doing? Hiring more people to get to everything? Because let's be honest, man, these players want to see their agents around. It's a different world than when we were making $50,000 a year and the guy signed a contract. We didn't talk to him again.
Yeah, we got a great staff at Rosenau Sports. So these guys are all good people, and we go to a lot of games. Saturday college games, Sunday NFL games. You just got to recruit the right guys, recruit the right people, and hopefully, everything always works out. We've been doing it a long time, so we got a good system. Yeah,
man, you have been doing it a long, long time. And, hey, I want to get into your event because what you've been through and what you put together, man, the 3rd annual 5K run and walk. It's at Barry University, Sunday, September 14th. And it's for an unbelievable cause. I want everybody to go to kennedyskids.org and click on the events, register, use ROSE10 for 10% off registration fees. But can you talk a little bit about what you've been through and how important this event is to you?
Well, it's extremely important. It's about my daughter. I lost my daughter 2 years ago, and we're just trying to raise money for the foundation. And so, it's about helping kids in the community with their mental health and suicide ideation. We have partnerships with Nicholas Children's Hospital, and we're doing a lot of great things in the community. And we really appreciate the community to come out for our events. Our 5K is at Barry University, September 14th at 7 a.m. So please come on out and enjoy. We'll have a great run and a lot of food and a lot of cowbells and a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, and if you can't run like you used to, just walk it. It's not a problem, man. I got to thank Amaranth Bank, man. Orly and those guys over there, they've been fantastic in our community. So I wanted to thank those guys on your behalf, too, for everything that they do. So what's the best way for everybody to get connected to this thing in a couple of Sundays from now?
Yeah, kennedykids.org. Go on there, click on the events tab. It'll take you right to the event. You can also go to our IG, which is Foundation Kennedy Kids. Click the link there to sign up in the bio. It's going to be a lot of fun, Joe. We'll probably have about 500 runners out there.
All right.
Maybe more.
Robert, thank you, man. Always great talking to you. You've always been class act, and I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you, bud.
Thanks for the support, Joe. You guys have always supported. I love you guys, man. And Joe, I appreciate you. Just want to take this time to tell you how great you are in the community, how great you've been for sports in Miami, in particular. NFL football, college football. Really appreciate you, and thank you for everything you've done.
All right. Hey, Robert, am I going to see you at a high school football game? You're not going to high school football games on Friday night, are you?
No, I don't go to high school football games, but I do. I every now and then, if it's a good one, I'll go.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about how you explain that one to your wife. All right. Anyway, hey, Robert, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Robert Bailey.
Appreciate it. Later, guys.
Robert Bailey, president of Rosenhaus Sports, and got this event going on. And man, he's been through some stuff there. And the last couple of years, had a chance to meet his family and stuff at the last one last year. All right, hey, we've got a lot more to get to. We're going right over to Larry Bluestein. Speaking of high school football, that was kind of a teaser if you're wondering why I hit him with the high school football thing. Although they do, like all these high school kids now, they know what they're worth, man. They all know what they're worth. And we got a lot with Larry Bluestein. We're going to have that coming up in just a moment here. But first, before we talk to Blue this morning for our high school football, including a couple of big-time football games tonight, I do want to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic. ED, low T, nobody wants to mess with it. It's real. It's a problem, and nobody should be going through this, not when you have Atlantic Men's Clinic. I was just talking about it to you, and I want to let you know that this could be the weekend for you. This could be the weekend that you're going through it and you realize, damn, I'm tired again. I got low T, sitting here on the couch, ate way too much food, trying to figure out why I can't fit in these pants anymore. I've gained 20. You lose your energy level. You eat the same amount of food. You can figure it out. You're going to gain weight. If you're not active like you used to walk more, used to be more active, used to be out on your feet more, and now all of a sudden all you are is tired. No energy to do anything. And your sex drive, that is no shot. Used to be hit and miss. Now it's just miss, if you know what I mean. Go to Atlantic Men's Clinic this weekend. Actually, today. They're closed on the weekends. Probably going, why are you talking about the weekend? You'll feel good on the weekends once you go. I want you to schedule a consultation with Atlantic Men's Clinic today. I did, and it works. It's unbelievable. You get the PSA test, if medically advised, a test dose. And then on top of all that stuff, I just want to let you know with 7 locations in South Florida, you have one close to you, brand new one in Hollywood. Hey, they do all the testing. You meet with their professionals. They put together a plan. And people always ask me, how long before it kicks in? Real fast. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. If it's something you've been thinking about, now's the time to get to Atlantic Men's Clinic.
It is time to head back out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline Shop. Over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, let's go right to him. Larry Bluestein, our South Florida high school sports insider here on WQAM as Blue. Tonight we get one that I think every year, I'm not saying it's the number one game, but it's right there at the top. Chaminade at American Heritage Plantation. I'm just going to jump right into it before we get into last week and everything else. One of the top running backs against one of the top quarterbacks in the country. What's going to happen in this one?
Yeah, well, good morning, Joe. Yeah, this is one of those games. It's become kind of, something. It's still not much of a rivalry because Heritage kind of dominates still, but Chaminade is kind of making up a little bit of a ground. These are two different type of teams. Both of them are very thin in talent. They're not deep teams. They're good. Chaminade obviously is not a national power this year. They're a state power. They just don't have the depth as we saw against St. Francis Academy to go, head to head with those big boys yet. But they're still, this is a big game for them. I mean, it means nothing other than just rankings. But Heritage has had the week off since they came from behind, 28 down against St. Joe's of Pennsylvania. So I just, it's going to be one of those big time games, and it's going to be last team with the ball. And both of them, as you said, Diabell as a quarterback is going to be, has shown that he's as good as you get, and, not just locally and statewide, but nationally as well. And so I think with the kid Derek Cooper, who ironically both of them are headed to Texas, so that's a pretty good thing from the state of Florida. But yeah, I imagine it's going to be a really, really good down to the, 4-quarter type of game.
Hey, not bouncing ahead. Somebody asked me this question. I thought it was a great question. We got two great running backs. I know everybody's talked about one at West Boca and one at Chaminade. Both right up there for you, as good a running backs as there is, or is there some other guys, or just how good are those two?
Yeah, they're definitely elite national type of backs, and had an opportunity to watch them head to head, in the kickoff classic. And in fact, I'll be headed up to West Boca Raton tonight to watch them play against Bergen Catholic.
Good game. What a good game.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I know a lot of the people in Palm Beach have been listening to our show every week, on 104.3. So I'm excited for both of those running backs. As I said, you have one going to Miami, who's, as you can see, is going to fit in really well. So it's, and not only that, you have St. Thomas and Columbus, a game that I think should be played every single year. I don't care, what the deal is.
Get the Priest together, man. Get the Priest together on that one. Let's get that done. But one thing about Priest, they love sports, man. My priest, Father Ed at Bonaventure, that man loves sports. He's probably listening right now. Probably still bummed out about Notre Dame, but no, St. Thomas Aquinas and Columbus. St. Thomas got another really good team, obviously. How's Columbus? And they have a chance at Tropical Park with this game.
As well coaches you're going to get, really. I mean, they had no reason last year coming within 6 points to go in the state, but Coach Dave Dunn and his staff, just great. And they'll make it a game because they just got back from playing up in New Jersey, up in Maryland last week. They played Our Lady of Good Counsel, only lost 14-7 with a team that's pretty good. And but Dave Dunn and his staff have done a tremendous job, and certainly that's going to be an entertaining game. I was there last night for Southridge and Miami Palmetto. Don't sleep on Southridge, guys, because I think that the Spartans are back.
Wow.
Maybe not to the Donnie Sullinger days, but they're right there. They're knocking on the door, and certainly got some really, really good programs. I had a chance to see Central last week. As
I was going to ask you against Edison. Boy, did they put it on them after a few delays there. Holy smokes.
Yeah, well, as they said, the rumors of our demise are greatly exaggerated, and they are, because they're going to be a team to keep an eye on. It's going to come down to the Northwestern game twice. They'll play in the regular season, in a few weeks, and then obviously in the playoffs. But Central, you know what? They may not be the deepest team, but I'll tell you, their frontline kids are really good. They're well coached again, and you keep an eye on them as the playoffs, start down the season. I think Norland showed last week that they rebounded. You look at Norland; they're kind of a fickle type of team because of the fact that they had, a lead at Lake Mary team, and then they blew it.
Had the
last
team.
Week, last week I saw them against Carroll City. They play South Dade tonight, and then next week they got a game against Northwestern. So their hands are full. I think the team really that's going to surprise a lot of people, and their schedule may not be as good as a lot of them, but I think Dillard goes unbeaten. I think they go 10-0. I don't see anybody in their way. Obviously you got the Ely game, which is a classic, but Coach Demetrius has done a tremendous job with that program, and I think that they're in line. And remember, they're in 4A, and that's the same classification that New Orleans in, that Heritage is in, and Archbishop McCarthy, who moved to 3-0 last night with another win. They beat St. Brendan, and that's another program that is kind of filling their way through. So, and don't keep Bryce Harris out of the mix, because I think that Matter Academy, Joe, is going to be one of those teams to keep an eye on. They've got a opportunity to win that district and do something in the playoffs, and they're going to continue to build.
He's going to get some kids going to that school. They're going to follow him. No question about it.
No doubt.
He's that kind of coach. I totally agree. And the fact that he still loves coaching so much really says a lot about him and his kids. No question.
Yep.
Hey, I do want to go to Palm Beach for just a second and ask you, West Boca, the best team up there right now? Anybody close to him?
No, I don't think so. There's a little gap in between. Atlantic's good. Coach Murray's done a tremendous job. We already saw Palm Beach Central was one of those teams that everybody was talking about at the end of the year. And last week, West Boca beat them by like 40 points.
Wow.
So, West Boca's the deal. You can't say enough of the job that Coach Potts has done. He's got talent. And like I said, he's going up against a really good football team tonight. Bergen Catholic, year in and year out, has put out some tremendous football talent. And last week, they opened up against East St. Louis, a nationally rated team, and beat them. So, I mean, there's just outstanding football in Palm Beach County. We know. And even I got to shout out to the people in Vero Beach, because they listen to us as well. And they hear this segment, and they called up last week and said, hey, listen, when you're talking about some of the teams, mention us. They got a chance to be 3-0 this evening. And
wow, good for them. Nice story up there.
They've done a great job. Yeah, they have. And, and certainly a lot more teams, a lot more players are listening to our show before they get into school on Friday, and also our show every Monday night. And but a lot of Joe, every single week we're going to have a great game, great matchups. As I mentioned, Northwestern, Norland coming up. You got Central coming up. St. Thomas is, you can't say enough. They figured it out, and you and I talked about this, that if you're going to be nationally rated, you got to take on all comers. And I think that Columbus has done that. Columbus will be playing Northwestern in a couple of weeks. So everybody wants to play everybody to just show that they belong. And everybody, especially, they can make all they want about all our local teams, not winning against the out-of-state teams. But look at the competition. I mean, Mater Day probably is one of the best teams in the country over the last decade, and St. Thomas came within 3. We showed St. Joseph's. Here's a Heritage team that came from 28 down to win the game. Northwestern played against an Orange Lutheran team that's in that same conference, that Trinity League as Mater Day.
That Southern California is loaded with, listen, there are 25 million people in that little area. So
yeah, no doubt. And they go to 4 schools.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Hey, before I just had a couple more things because I've been hearing more from Palm Beach too, and it's great to have everybody from Palm Beach with our signal now and being able to reach up there at 104.3 FM for everybody. But I did want to ask you, besides West Boca, it looks like they are the real deal. Who do you have like second and third? Who would be on your 2 and 3 list up there right now as best teams in Palm Beach heading north?
Yeah, another fan of your show, Jack Daniels at Cardinal Newman.
Jack, yeah. That's my man.
Yeah, whenever I talk about Chaminade, he gets a little upset because they're in the same region. You know, they have to go through them to win state. But he's got a really nice team. They played out of state last week. You know, a team from out of state last week, a really, really good team. Roman Catholic from Philadelphia, which is in the same, conference as St. Joseph's is. So they're there. Atlantic, Delray Atlantic. Coach Murray's done a tremendous job. I think he's one of the teams. And, I think those are the top teams. You got a couple of others, and I want, we'll spotlight them every week. And I just wanted to let them know that we're not, you're not out of our, area, and obviously Dayton Broward get most of the national coverage, but we're going to keep Palm Beach in the loop. And tonight, as I said, we'll be out at West Boca, and I'm
can't wait to hear about that, man. I'll probably give you a call later tonight, before I hit the road tomorrow for the Colts game. But I'm really curious. I'm going to try to get up to a West Boca game. I do want to see him. Everybody's been raving about him and said, you got to see this running back. So, hey, listen, hopefully I can do that. Hey, Blue, thank you. Thank you so much, man.
You too. Have a good time up in Indy.
All right. Larry Bluestein, our high school football insider, on his way to West Boca tonight. That little powerhouse up there in West Boca. My God. Woody, where the hell is West Boca High School? I didn't even know last year. They hit the scene, and they are off and running, man, again this year. What a team.
We'll get you out there, man. It's about as far west as you can go.
Okay.
I think you take like Glades or Palmetto, like straight down until you
make
West hit the end.
You got me going to Sugarcane Company, making me going out there to see those guys.
Yeah, well, that school didn't exist when I was there.
Glades and Pahokee and all those schools. All right. Hey, we got to go to break here, man. Got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Thank Blue for coming on. Don Bailey's going to join us. Mike Florio. So I was talking about NFL power rankings. Just curious. And our team, there is not a lot of confidence on what this team's going to do. Just another reason. This first game is so important for this Dolphins team to get off to a good start. Anyway, right now I want to tell you about around-the-clock air conditioning and plumbing. Boy, I'll tell you what, been talking about him for a long, long time. Big Daddy Lenny started this thing 37 years ago. Yeah, he started with one truck, and he just worked like 20 hours a day. And now it's 37. We lost Big Daddy Lenny, but Eric's there. The rest of them been with Eric a long time. And listen, I always tell everybody this. It's about great service, trained and certified technicians, 135 trucks on the road. How about that? 135 trucks on the road. You talk about you make a call, it's a busy and it's crazy, and all of a sudden everybody's air conditioning units going out, and everybody's got all kinds of plumbing problems. They got licensed, experienced plumbers and trained and certified technicians, and they work 7 days a week. So any kind of problems you have. And then I want to let you know, man, when we order air conditioning units, well, we're ordering basically to ourselves because we have a ton of them in a warehouse right behind the offices ready to go for you. Anytime you need a new air conditioning unit, you need a new water heater. We are the water heater kings of South Florida too. We got a box truck filled with all size Rheem water heaters ready to go. Same day installation is always a go. Financing plans to help you out. There's a reason around the clock air conditioning and plumbing have been so successful for so long. Family owned and operated and going stronger than ever. The next time you have a problem, you've seen the billboards. She is part of the family. 1-888-FIX-MY-AC for air around the clock air conditioning and plumbing. Call them.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us before we hit this 8 o'clock hour?
All right,
sprinting?
Joe. It is my honor to let you know here this morning we have the biggest fight ever coming up, apparently, in 2026.
What is it?
Tyson and Mayweather, the fight we all wanted.
Oh, my God. Didn't Mike get a big payday on the last one?
You got an enormous payday. They said over 100 million people watched that fight against Jake Paul.
When do people get so stupid? Like, what do you want?
So
you watched or you paid for?
Tyson is 59. I don't know when his birthday is. He may be 60 by the time this thing goes down.
It's got to be the hardest 59-year-old punch in the world, though.
Yeah.
You get hit with that.
Mayweather is 48. There's a few slight issues in this. The first being that Floyd fights at like 150-ish. Tyson's obviously a heavyweight. So there's a dramatic weight difference.
Is this free? Is this free to the public, or is this a pay-per-view?
I don't, to be honest, Joe, I didn't see a network attached with this yet. I'm guessing this is gonna be a Netflix deal. I'm gonna guess.
And they're getting paid. They're getting paid a lot of money. And
I've had enough of these, though, to be quite honest with you. The Tyson Paul thing felt very staged and very fake. I've had enough of these, man. And this is the best the sport can put together.
Well, this just tells you that people are still. I think this is called an exhibition.
It isn't it? Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, you want to watch them, go back and you can watch all their old fights. They're great. They both had classics, quick knockouts, unbelievable fights. Go watch those. What are we doing?
Yeah, spring 2026. Those two will do something.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. But obviously, as Jake Paul showed you, you can't hit, the guy's too old. You can't hit him. You just dance around for a little bit, take the check, and call it a day.
Make a lot of money.
Speaking of making a lot of money, Joe, Bill Belichick. This, by the way, could not have started any better. Could have scripted it better. Story comes
now
out
he's
yesterday
petty.
That Bill Belichick has banned Patriots staffers from being around his program, including scouts.
Why would he want them around us so that
to see his crappy
his players? Yeah.
I don't know, but and it also said yesterday there was a bunch of other stuff that kept coming out that they've made it difficult for other scouts from other teams to be around the program. There's a part of this article that says when reached by ESPN, North Carolina football general manager Michael Lombardi said good luck and then hung up the phone. UNC also declined comment.
I'm getting tired of Michael Lombardi's act too, to be honest. For a guy who used to come on with us. Yeah. I get
tired of it.
I get you work for Belichick now. But
this is going so perfectly though, right? It's just really, really going well.
So you decide you're going to be a real Richard now after you lose 48-14 and tell the Patriots because they fired Belichick. That's the way you act after you made $200 million there? Come on.
I wonder if he was tough on his granddaughter girlfriend when he got back to
grandfather,
wherever it is they live up there. That creep show.
Yeah.
All right.
You got your shot in there.
Yeah. The NFL Red Zone and ESPN had to pump the brakes yesterday. Boy, did they do some damage control. How about, I don't know who was the biggest puppet for the network yesterday, but Adam Schefter sent out this tweet about how the ads are going to be 0.002% of the actual time that Red Zone is on the air. And these guys were doing some unbelievable damage control. So anyway, they basically came out and said that they're going to have 4 15-second ads in week 1.
Okay. I mean, it sounds better. I mean,
backlash, but
I understand that, but it's better to hear that than hear like, yeah, we're going to have 2 minute time ads and you're going to miss like 17 highlights.
Yeah. I mean, look, you want to make it free, then play your commercials.
By the way,
I'm fine with that.
They are scrambling. They are in the prevent defense trying to catch up right now.
There is no league that sticks it to their fans worse. And the NBA is really bad, but the NFL just sticks it to their fans so badly. Do you even know where tonight's game is on?
Yes, I do.
What app do I have to load up tonight?
It's on YouTube? I don't know. Is it on YouTube? I
It's
just
on
kidding.
YouTube tonight.
It's on YouTube. I don't. That's a problem.
And I think I saw it was free. I could be wrong on that, but
You need to check on that, Jamie.
yeah, let me fact check myself.
We'll keep looking, and
I-
it just says on my Yahoo app. It just says YT for TV. YT.
That's YouTube.
Okay.
It's good. You got to get used to seeing YT now, okay?
Do I have to have a YouTube TV subscription to watch the game?
I don't know.
I saw
Maybe
they got
you
rid
don't.
of that like pirate station, that Stream East. They finally caught the people who were behind that thing, the big streaming pirate site.
I think it's going to be a good game tonight, though. I think that Chargers Kansas City Chiefs game is going to be a
I
good
know.
one.
I'd love to watch it.
Well, maybe you can. Nancy negative. Maybe you will be able to, and you won't have to pay.
I'm gonna need your login. It looks like at this point. Do you
Right.
have? You don't have YouTube.
Why are you
TV?
asking me that? How do I know? Why are you asking me?
You're an Xfinity.
I have no idea. Call my wife.
All right. By the way, if anyone knows how to watch this game, let us know. We'd
All
be forever in your debt. Caitlin Clark last night, right after the game kicked off, by the way, kind of lost in a little bit here, announced that she will be out for the rest of the season for the WNBA.
League takes
I'm
a hit.
sure the rest of the players were thrilled to hear that news.
Probably
They don't like her.
I talked to all of them. They all friggin' hate her.
She does not seem well liked.
Anytime somebody's a lot more popular than everybody else, I'm guessing there's some jealousy in there. Some girls go, I'm a lot better than she is. I've been in this league a long time. And even though she's been great for our league and helped me make more money and the contracts are bigger, I still don't like her.
410 helped us out here, by the way, with this broadcast tonight. He had to call us a moron, or at least call me a moron in there as well. He said it's on YouTube, you moron, not YouTube TV. Okay. Fair enough.
I did look it up. It does say completely free.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Are you happy now so you can stop the negativity on the game tonight and
I'm
enjoy
very
yourself?
happy, actually.
And you better watch it,
I
Jerky.
am watching.
After making a big deal. I don't want to hear your wife and kids saying they want to go do something till
You
midnight.
need that Eagles-Chiefs money line parlay to hit.
All right.
Regular YouTube, free. We're getting told. Beautiful. I got to tell you, man.
Your attitude maybe will
increasingly
change a little
difficult.
bit from being so friggin'
You know.
Hold on a sec. Let me check.
Hey, by the way, if we didn't
Sun's
have
out
this
today.
conversation right now, and you're being a jerk about it. If we didn't have this conversation right now, I'd be getting my phone be ringing 7:45 tonight. How do I find the game?
That is true. I have done that to you.
You have done that to me.
Woody, where the hell's this game? No, the other one is, Woody, how do I get in to see my
What?
insurance and stuff? How do I get into my account again?
What's YT? You better call out West, by the way.
Yeah.
Hope
poor
it pops
guy.
out.
Yeah, I will.
Tell him he's gonna look at the thing and be YT.
Well, he won't get it. He's still got to go through. My sister's gonna have to get involved in that. She does all that stuff. She just tells you, Dad, are you sure you want this too? Now they all cost money.
You know what's nice about this, though, by the way, like during commercials, if you're on YouTube, you could watch some card openings during the commercials.
I really don't want to watch with everything going on tonight. Card openings.
Well, no, you do it during commercials.
Okay.
There's nothing else going on.
What else you have?
Card openings.
Actually, there is some big stuff going on tonight in the world of tennis.
Oh, we got men's semis.
Yes.
All right. I got you on that one. Our final one here, Joe. We'll send you off a little memorabilia for the weekend.
Yeah, give me a
here.
little something.
We had the Darth Vader lightsaber. Remember we talked about this one?
Yes.
Sold for $3.6 million.
Gosh. What?
Yeah, the Star Wars
Why?
stuff is incredibly popular. So how about this? Disney made more than $1 billion just in 2024 alone on Star Wars merchandise. Over $12 billion last year on the franchise as a whole.
We went to a city. We were going to NFL for one of the games, and the hotel we were staying at or next to it. All these people dressed up in those
Star Wars
outfits.
convention. Nerds.
Yes.
Is that what you want to call them?
All different size nerds. Yes, that's what I was trying to think of
All
a nice
different
way.
size.
Like
You were saying
smaller
most of them
people,
are
big
overweight.
people. Yeah. That's what I was saying.
I understand.
But you don't say that anymore.
You can't because you've been banned from saying it, but I do understand what you're saying.
All right. You done? Are you
Someone said
done?
to stop calling me negative. I just tell it how it is.
Yeah, right.
Hey, bro, listen. I just
YouTube. Oh
the
gosh,
greed-
how
the
much
greed
they
of the-
getting?
The greed of the NFL sucks.
Then stop. Then don't watch it.
It's tricky, by the way. You know, I had to,
Don't watch it.
I had to get help last night logging in.
All right.
I'm in a large password sharing network, but you know,
It was really hard to get into NBC last night.
sometimes, you know,
NBC was hard to watch last night, huh? Now NBC.
well, you got to go to the app, don't you?
No,
What do you have? Rabbit ears on your TV?
it was on NBC last night.
I know it was on NBC, but
So what are you saying?
it's just part of the pass.
So there you go. It was thing. He just made something up. The game was on NBC
I had
last
to watch
night.
it on the app.
Oh,
I had to
okay.
watch it on the
All
app.
right. Whatever. Everything, man. Everything's difficult. I got to tell you, man, you don't wear me out on a Friday with you. Seriously. If you can somewhat try to be positive just occasionally, it'd really be nice, man. You ever hear people go, I can't be around that guy. He's negative all the time. You're getting to be that guy.
Call me and ask me how to find the game tonight.
I'm not. Trust me. You will not.
You better find someone else in your house.
You will not be on my thoughts
right?
tonight. I got a daughter who can help me.
Good.
Hey, we got to go to break. 8 o'clock hour's coming up. We'll be back with Nancy in just a second. We'll join us and talk to him. But Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, love talking about those guys, man, and the work they're doing. I'm talking about the partners of Cohn and Judah, injury law firm, personal injury attorneys. And I want to let you know, South Florida, nobody's going to treat you the way Harvey and Gary are and get you the results. That's what it's about. Same partners who handle your case from the time you walk through that front door after you meet them or they come out and meet you, handle your case from start to finish, 30-plus years of experience each, and big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results and small enough just to call you back. I tell everybody, go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews and what people are saying about them. Hey, the big thing about them is this. It's about communication, and it's about something a lot of other law firms aren't doing. It's funny how a lot of law firms and the people you see on the ads don't actually handle cases. They're just the front guy. It's my name on the law firm. And they don't do any of the work. I don't know. I see that. I didn't know that. I thought, hey, those are the guys doing it. Hey, I'd like to have that guy. You know, I'll call him. Well, it's a little handoff to a bunch of lawyers in another room and give them a bunch of cases to handle. And sometimes you feel like you're not important. And if you're feeling that way right now, it happens all the time. Go to ConanJudah.com. Read the reviews. They're saying great things about them. Made us feel like we were their only client is one of my favorites that I read. Hey, I'm telling you right now, great results, great people who care. You can always get a hold of. Hey, they understand when you've been injured that you want people to understand that you want to know how your case is going, and they will let you know. You can always get a hold of them. 866-FAIR-FEE or go to ConanJudah.com. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work. You hire them to do.
It's brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast. We're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they lost their minds. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one starting in the NFL. The Eagles beat the Cowboys 24-20 to open up the season. Week 1 continues tonight with the Chiefs and Chargers playing in Brazil. The Dolphins will open up their season on Sunday in Indianapolis. Over to the Canes, who will host Bethune-Cookman tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 7 from Hard Rock, and the game can be heard here on WQAM with our countdown to kickoff beginning at 3. And the Marlins will begin a 3-game series with the Phillies tonight. The first pitch is at 7:10 from Lone Depot Park. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored is brought to you by the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on select models now through September 2nd. Learn more at Lexus.com.
All right, welcome back here for the 8 o'clock hour. We got a lot of news to get to. One of the strangest openings to a season I've ever seen in my life. Jaylen Carter, one of the best defensive linemen in football, one of the best defensive tackles in football, spits on Dak Prescott before the first snap on offense and defense. Gets kicked out of the game. That's how it started. I know if you were watching that last night, and a lot of you are going, oh my God, I've never seen. Just when you think you've seen just about everything possible in professional sports in general, Jaylen Carter goes double ass clown last night. Double ass clown, not one, double ass clown, gets kicked out of the game, and that's it. Meanwhile, besides a 65-minute delay. Yeah, it wasn't exactly the way NBC thought this thing would go last night for sure. But anyway, Eagles win 24-20 in that game. We've got all kinds of Dolphin news to get to. I got a head scratcher here. We got a lot of guys on the injury report. I don't always read it well, especially with this organization right now. Sometimes I'm way off on guys I think are going to play, don't play, is usually the way it goes. This Darren Waller situation is now officially a mystery to everybody that follows this or follows the team. He missed a second straight practice. He's had a hip injury that's he's had hip problems. Apparently, since he's been here, according to the latest reports that are out. And then on top of that, they're saying, well, he was supposed to practice yesterday, he didn't practice again. Listen, I don't know what's going on with the hip. I don't know how long. I know it's a bad look if we have another guy that's not healthy, ready to go for the start of the season. I think the Dolphins have way too many of those guys. Way too many guys we sign, and they're supposed to be back for the start of the season. They've got him as the number 1 tight end. Darren Waller is the number 1 on the depth chart. So
they have 14 players currently on the week 1 injury report.
So we had 2 guys added to it yesterday, a backup safety, and you're starting right guard.
I could go down this list. It's a lengthy list.
No.
Yeah, but Darren Waller didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday, obviously.
So that'd be you'd be a little concerned with this. And this is a guy that hadn't played football and has missed 2 camps. Two. He retired from one, and the second one, they are bringing him back at whatever that pace they call it. Snail's pace back here so far. But so I just want to get you caught up on some of this stuff, just so you know, and that I'm not overreacting to something I've tried to be patient about as you get set to watch this game Sunday at 1:00. The Dolphins have 2 running backs, Devon Achane, who I hope is going to be able to play a lot of the game, and Ollie Gordon II, rookie running back out of Oklahoma State. You're not going to play with 2 running backs. They got to bring one guy up, whether it's Jeff Wilson or Jermichael Hasty. One of those guys got to be brought up, at least one guy. You got to have 3 running backs for a game, especially with Devon Achane coming back from an injury. Second of all, you go to the tight end position, and right now on the active 53, you have Waller, Hill, and Tanner Connor. If Darren Waller goes, hey, this hip's not, might need another week, you're down to Julian Hill and Tanner Connor, 2. I don't know too many teams that go into a game with 2 tight ends. Now, they have Greg Dulcich and Hayden Rucci on the practice squad. Here's the problem you have. The kicker, Riley Patterson, is coming up. So one of your 2 practice squad players that you can bring up, you can only bring 2 up. 2 guys from the practice squad every week can be put on the active roster. So now the kicker's going to take 1, replacing Jason Sanders, who's going to be out. He's on IR. So do you go with an extra tight end or do you go with an extra running back? What do? You're going to go into a game with 2 tight ends, and the thought would be you could play one of your tackles as a blocking tight end, which teams do. Or you go the other way and try to get through a game with 2 running backs. Very dangerous. You see how many of these guys drop, and the Dolphins have had their share of running backs go down. That's where you are.
You're not looking much into the limited of practice, though, right? I mean, because you got Tyreek was limited on Wednesday and Thursday. He's on the report.
I know.
And the same with Achan. He was limited on Wednesday and Thursday.
I know. It's a little late in the week to hear limited coming in. By the way, coming into a game, week 1.
Just so people know, like Indy's report, they have a backup running back on there.
Yes.
They have 1 player on there.
So it is a little concerning so many guys didn't practice yesterday or limited practice with a game just a few days away. I'm a little concerned. Now, we're going to find out about these guys if they're like, hey, coach, just give me a couple of days. I'm going to play. I'm going whatever, 75, 80% I'm playing because I want to get this first game's important to me.
Maybe we're just reading too much into it.
Well, the one that concerns me the most is not Tyreek Hill. I'm not going through the whole list of guys added to the list. The Darren Waller one is real because of this is really weird.
Why do you have expectations there, though?
The other one's got him number 1 on the depth chart. Okay. I didn't stick him first on the depth chart.
I told you from the beginning, this kind of felt like the Odell thing. Like, I don't know why you have expectations. I mean, how they're just going to throw him in there and let it rip?
He's one of the 3 guys they kept on the active roster.
I know,
what do you think?
Does he know enough what to do? Like, is he ready to
He's
go?
around.
I mean,
he's been there every day. He's there.
Think he's physically ready.
Big,
to go?
tall, lean dude. Yeah, he's there.
I know he kept in shape, but damn, it's a long time to go without practicing.
It is a long time to go without practice, and you're missing practice on the week of your first game. Yes, that is.
So I don't know. Like, are they just going to line him up as the starting tight end?
I don't know what this new maintenance program you're doing for a guy that's been out of football for a year. It's brand new to me, man. It is brand new to me. And if you know something about it. So anyway, that's the situation they're in. Again, it doesn't change anything. You got to win this frigging game. You play with the guys that are going to be there. Next man up and let's go. But I am really curious. I'm going to take that little pad of guys and see, because today's practice won't be as much now that it's Friday. They cut back. But I am curious to take that list with me to Indy and see which of those 13 can't play in this game. Which guys won't be playing.
Couple of texts back to back here, Joe, from different 305 numbers. One guy says the Dolphins are completely dysfunctional. Another guy says they're just being overly cautious.
I hope so.
And now, said, didn't we get fined last year or for messing around with the truth on the injury report stuff?
Well, that's the other thing. Some guys put everybody on the list. You know, Belichick was a classic jerk about this thing. Yep. He put everybody on the list, and you're going, okay. You can't read it.
You see Belichick's depth chart he put out?
No. What do you do now?
Like any players on it? He just left it blank.
Yeah. He doesn't care.
I don't know. I know.
So those guys are kind of the guys. I know coaches hate depth charts too. I do. If they could do without one thing, they wish they didn't have to put a depth chart out for everybody involved. I know they don't like it. And they go, hey, this is our first one, but don't read into it. Well, we're reading into it because it's that time of the year, man. It is game time. Game as in they count now. Now they say W or L behind them. So anyway, I just wanted to put that stuff out there this morning because it's you only have 2 practice squad guys you can call up. And I'm looking at 3 potentials. I know you can't play with 2 running backs. Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon II, who's still learning everything. You got to have another guy. Jeff Wilson is the most likely guy because he's been in this system. He's been here.
954 says, how is it a guy who was home on his couch for 2 years, signs with the Dolphins, never practices, hurts his hip, and is tight end 1?
I know. That's, by the way, that's more than fair right there. It's nicely put. So anyway, there's got to be, what'd you say, 13 guys on that list?
14.
God. It's amazing. You cut back on practice stuff and
cautious,
you get more guys.
right?
I hope so. I hope it's Mike going, hey, he just wants you as healthy as can be on Sunday. That's it. And it could be. That could be Mike. I mean, that's Mike. That could be. But, boy, I'll tell you what, if they got guys dropping in practice, James Daniels said, I guess, got an ankle now. And, I hope that's not the case. Anyway, we got to go to break here. We've got more stuff to get to. Don Bailey Jr., Hurricanes radio analyst and the best floor man in the business. Got my floors from him. Got my floors in the house from DBJ. And you know who I had to wait on? They go, hey, he'll be with you in a couple days. So you can be able to do it. And I go, why? Because he's doing Kim Bo-Campers. I go, damn, Bo, I don't wait on you.
He put Bo in front of you?
He put Bo in front of me.
Wow. I'll talk to him about that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
If you got to do it
with him tomorrow.
If you got to do it with somebody, we do it here. And by the way, the guarantee we do. DBJ, when he's not out there with team, and he's with the team a lot, but when he's not and he's in the office, ask for him. Go, I am interested in your flooring or your carpet, but I need DBJ. He goes out and does that. He owns company, but he goes out and does that.
Yeah.
He came to our house. My wife loves him now. She thinks DBJ's kind of cool.
Everyone loves DBJ.
Everybody loves him. That's a good point. Yeah. Hey, I tell you who I love, man, and love talking about is Baptist Health South Florida and the work they're doing. One of the top sports medicine programs in the country. People ask me all the time, hey, Joe, they know when they ask me this, where do the pros go? And I go, enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins. All use Baptist Health South Florida doctors and facilities. That's where they go. And it's not just the great team doctors that they have been unbelievable with the team, but also the top specialists when needed. They have put together an all-star lineup of specialists for every part of the body. For those of you who go, I got to go see the best. You don't really have to because the best are right here at Baptist Health South Florida. Knee, shoulder, foot and ankle specialists, hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement doctors. That's been a big one, man. Everybody's getting hips and knees done. And then on top of that, Achilles. Want to let you know they have got 30 plus specialists that do nothing but work on high school, college, and professional athletes and all the rest of us. When you're active out there, you know what happens. You get injured. And we got great facilities in Dade and Broward County, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island Implantation. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho today.
104.3 FM, WQAM, Miami Sports Leader. It's another Football Friday.
Here we go. Dolphins at Colts Sunday. Mike McDaniel told Joe Rose.
Joe, before we get back to it here, if you'd like the chance to have a Pro Bowl Miami football player come visit an elementary school of your choice, it can happen. It's WQAM's MVP experience with the Dolphins, Zach Sealer. He is on board to speak at a school. Go to WQAM.com and enter an elementary school in Broward or Dade now for a chance to get a visit from Zach Sealer, where he will speak to students and more. For contest rules, go to WQAM.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. And we got some more stuff. It's interesting. All the national power rankings to all your favorite sports websites and everything else out there. Just going through them last night. All right, listen to guys. And things have been really negative about this team. And some of it they've done to themselves, just so you know, yes. But SI has them ranked in the power rankings 28th. Pete Prisco, representing CBS, 25. NFL.com, 24. ESPN, 22. And the guy that's going to join me in 9 o'clock hour from Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio, has this 29th.
29th is harsh, man.
So 29th, just so you know, working off last year, is 3 wins. I know.
That's why, like, here's the thing, man. To be 29th, you got to be one of those teams that, like, you look at the quarterback and you're like, wow, this guy sucks.
So
you got to look at, like, New Orleans, right? Or, like, how about the situation in Vegas? Didn't they just have, like, Amari Cooper just retire or something again?
Yeah. He was going to go out
for a week, and there he was like, no.
He lost it. He lost his love for the game and did the right thing and just said, I don't want to go through this.
Those are the kinds of teams that you think about in that, like.
So Woody, I thought it was interesting because we've been talking about this, and a lot of you say, hey, Dolphins going to win 5 games, go 5-12, which I just go, it's not going to happen.
I think 5 is low too.
So Woody, just so people know, last year, there were 3 3-win teams: Browns, Giants, and Titans. Still all in jeopardy of having bad seasons. There's 3 4-win teams: Patriots, Jags, and Raiders. There's 4 5-win teams: Jets, Bears, Panthers, and Saints. Now, those 4, the Dolphins play all but the Bears. They play the Jets twice, Panthers, and the Saints. I just look at, you could put these power rankings and the reasons why, and, you know, don't believe Tua. The number one thing I got was don't believe Tua can stay healthy for 17 games was one. Depth of team, talent overall, not sold at certain positions. The Tyreek thing is always in there. Tyreek thing's not going to work out. That's been the divorce is coming, and it's just, and a guy I'm having on 9 o'clock, Mike Florio, had his 29th, and I was like,
29th is not a good preseason powering. Like 29th is a worst case scenario.
Okay,
right? Like 29th
they put from
is
1
everything that you just said. Florio is assuming that's going to happen. Right. Like he's assuming that the team's going to start off and it's going to be a disaster and Tyreek is going to ask out and Tua is going to get hurt and be done for the year. Like he's assuming all of those things will happen.
So anyway,
you can't do that on a preseason ranking, can you?
No,
like,
going into a season,
like, you got to take into account like everything's healthy, everything's good. I think on a preseason ranking, I think they're more towards the middle, Joe.
I mean, this again. I don't care what everybody says because it really doesn't matter. But this is the stuff, you know, from these people that cover the team cover NFL for a season, put their list together, looked at rosters, got help from people working with them, and this is what they came up with. Now, we're going to play a lot of young guys. There's no question. We're going to have 5 rookies going to play a lot of football on Sunday. You're going to get to know the names. You'll get a chance to Savai'Naia, to Ollie Gordon, and then on defense, Marshall and the defensive tackle. There's guys everywhere that are going to be playing a lot of football. But I look at this and I go, wow, you're putting us in a category with some really struggling teams. Now, I know there's a love affair with the Patriots, who we won double the amount of games as last year. So a lot of people think Patriots are going to make this huge jump to, and we're going to find out week 2. We play them. They're up next. Jags, they
got the Jags same win total as we do.
Raiders, the Jets. I hear a lot of people saying a lot of nice things about Justin Fields, and he's going to get his, he's away from dysfunction. He's going to be fine. And then there's the Panthers and the Saints, who.
I mean, Joe, look, Justin Fields wouldn't be the first quarterback to be rehabbed somewhere, except that it's usually the opposite with the Jets, right? It's usually the Jets doing the ruining.
Yeah, and they got new people.
Send their guys
and that's the other
so.
thing. There's a lot of new organizations running these teams, and they're getting the benefit of the doubt. People love Vrabel and the Patriots. And
well, let's get this out of the way. There's no chance the Dolphins win 3 to 4 games. There's just no way.
I don't think
maybe like last year at their worst, right? Because the problem was you were going to practice squads to find quarterbacks. That won't happen this year.
They were not prepared with backup quarterback last year. No,
like I don't.
The
think
guy
Zach,
they
I don't
thought
think Zach Wilson's very good, but like, I mean, he'll be better.
So anyway, I just want to make people aware of like
I don't like that
when you
worst
say
case scenario stuff though that people keep putting out there. Like that's not reasonable, right?
A third of the league basically won 5 or less games.
Yeah.
All right. So, and of course, we play a lot of them. I underline all the teams, the Browns and the Patriots and the Jets and the Saints and the Panthers are on our schedule. Anyway, I'm just not on that bandwagon of that they're going to win 2 or 3 games. And you're more than welcome to send them in here. And
Do you have a number? Like, do you have what you think? I mean, do you have today's the day?
I think again, it starts with we should, by the way, and Poe and I talked about this a lot yesterday when I was with them. So we just got to stop with it's just a given Tua needs to play like other teams. They're not saying, well, if Mahomes plays 17 games and if Josh Allen plays 17, I mean, you get used to some of these guys never miss games.
I mean,
we do it with our guys.
Josh Allen, they'd be one of the worst teams in the league.
They'd have some problems. Going Trubisky, they would have. Huh?
I think the Bills would be terrible if they lost Josh Allen.
I just think most teams.
Trubisky.
I think most teams go to the backup. It's going to be a big ass drop off.
Yes.
So
I would agree with that.
This is hoping, and he's only done it once, that Tua does it. They're going to have a winning record at least with this group. So
you think they'll have a winning record?
Yeah.
Okay.
With him. Now, that's a big, still more than other teams. We have to talk about that because of history.
So that would put them in the top half of the teams in the league then. All these guys have them towards
Well, listen, that could still have us just – so you know what that does. That puts you just barely in or barely out.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8 and 9 are basically related.
In the hunt.
8 and 9 and sitting there in the last week and watching the Denver Broncos while you're playing the friggin' Jets and Denver scoring and the Jets put it up on so we could all see it and they go, damn, they just scored again. Damn, they just scored again. Damn, they just scored again. And go, oh, Kansas City's not playing anybody. They're resting everybody. They'd already tied up their best record. All right. So is that who they played? Maybe they didn't. I know Kansas City rested all their guys the last week.
So that's where you're going. You're going 10 wins. Is that 9 wins?
I don't know about 10.
9.
I don't know about 10.
So you're taking the over on 7.5 is what you're telling me.
Yes. Is that what it is? 7? I thought it was 8.5. 7.5?
7.5.
Yeah.
I think they can go over that too. Not by much, but
hey, man. Hey, Woody.
But I understand
to get to that number, boy, it'd sure be nice. I always say, man, and this comes from the guy that won 347 games. Boys, we want to get off to a great start. I mean, he believed you came right out of preseason. Like, he tried to win 4 preseason games every year. Yeah. When I was there, he was like, no, hell no. We want to win. We want to go into the season on a roll. And I used to go, on a roll, you're playing all the young guys. A lot of guys aren't even going to be on the team.
Fans going to be riled up. They win 8 or 9 games, though, man.
That's not going to do it.
There
won't exactly be a love affair around here.
Who knows what they'll do? That's a conversation for another time, but
That's a conversation down the road that will pop up one way or the other because everybody is curious about it. All right. Hey, listen, we've got a lot more stuff to get to. Don Bailey Jr., Hurricanes radio analyst, getting ready, man. Hey, let's get this thing started early and play some youngsters, man. Can't wait to see some guys get some more playing time. We're going to talk about some of those guys and go back to Notre Dame and Miami for just a second with Don Bailey Jr. when we come back. But first, want to take a second this morning to tell you once again about your South Florida Chevy dealers and those new trucks. It is officially truck month, and we want to let you know we got great deals. We got great trucks. We want you to come down and take advantage of the great offers that we are offering right now at your South Florida Chevy dealer. The durable Colorado with its standard Turbo Max engine, impressive torque. You'll get aggressive off-road capability for every adventure that lies ahead in South Florida. Silverado 1500, always ready, steady, and strong, delivering all the power, everything you need for workday workhorse and a weekend warrior, man. Doesn't matter. You know, a lot of guys out there make a living, man, to work on their own and make a living and depend on a truck to work as hard as they do. And I'm not talking 5 days a week. I'm talking 6 and 7 days a week. We got a Silverado truck that's as durable as you are, works all the time, doesn't break down, that you can trust with all the power you could ever want. Silverado HT, boy, you'll feel it all there. It offers big payload numbers, legendary horsepower, one of the hardest working beds in the business, man. We got something for everybody. Whether it's a mid-size, full-size, or heavy-duty truck, stop by your South Florida Chevy dealers. We got some great deals going on right now. You're about ready to get yourself a new truck. South Florida Chevy dealers would love to show you the durability of the South Florida Chevy dealer trucks that they have.
on this station, so I know every time he comes to Buffalo, he talks about how you take him out for dinner, and you guys really have a good time up there, huh?
We do. I mean, it's awesome. I enjoy him and Dan and a few other guys on that. But yeah, it's something they come up and we wine and dine them. We have some fun and enjoy it. So why not? Then of course, a typical when you have the bet each and every year, you have to sweep. I have one with Marino. If we sweep, he buys me stone crab, and if they sweep, I buy him stone crab. And don't let him tell you that I only get him chicken wings. That's a bunch of crap. But the thing is, I said, Dan, number one, I wouldn't do it. Number two is, you guys haven't swept the Buffalo Bills since Larry's uncle played.
Jim Kelly's a bad man. Jim Kelly, you are a bad, bad man. Great seeing him, though, at the Notre Dame University of Miami again. Boy, what you talk about Hall of Famers, we bring in Don Bailey Jr., man. The floor's king of South. That was hilarious, by the way, brother. That was, I got to tell you, that was great. And all the Hall of Famers at that friggin' game was incredible. Never seen so many guys starting with Jimmy Johnson and just working your way through.
Yeah, it was a great day, Joe. I don't think Jim's rest of his story got on the air, but he told me that you stuck his butt with a bad credit card up in Buffalo one time, too.
I got news for you. When that dinner takes place, I have nothing to do with that dinner and that tab.
I bet.
Starting with the one side with the two Hall of Famers and the 4 or 5 freeloaders with it. No, there's no way, brother. No way I'm touching that one. No, that's not going to happen. Hey, I do want to ask you though here real quickly. Where's that win rank for you in recent years? Beating Notre Dame at home to kick things off.
The only thing that's been close to it was when we did it in 2017, and I think it's even more impressive right now. I mean, to think that, was it, Joe, 36 games ago, 33 games ago, Miami lost to Middle Tennessee State at home. And what Mario Cristobal's done in 33 games is take them from losing to Duke and Middle Tennessee State at home and his first year. And then in the first game of his fourth year, he beats a team that went to the national championship game last year, was ranked number 6 in the country, and was touted to be in the playoffs and in a run for a national championship. And in 33, 36 games, depending upon if you want to count from Duke or Middle Tennessee, he's starting to flip this thing. And I just think it's just an amazing job of what they've done and what he's done.
Yeah. So now you go from that Notre Dame game.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, we can't sugarcoat. It's Bethune-Cookman you're playing, and everybody's saying nice things, and they put on their uniforms and all that stuff. But we need to get the work with number ones and some of the key number twos, and then the ideal situation in that second half is to get a lot of young guys a lot of playing time, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Normal protocol is the first group comes out the first drive of the second half, and if the score allows it, and then everybody starts getting into the ball game. But you've got 4 games plus bowl games now where these guys can play and not get redshirted. So specifically somebody like Emory Williams, you've got to get him in there as much as you can. These guys in the secondary.
That's a good one. That's a good one to start with. Your backup quarterback is an important one and didn't get enough playing time a year ago. You're right.
No, he didn't. And D-line, too. You're going to replace some pretty impressive guys at defensive end probably next year with Bain and Mesidor. So you got to get Blunt in there and Lightfoot and see what those guys are going to – how they're able to get them groomed, to get them to step in and pick up the slack.
I was going to throw some guys out that I wanted to see, and just the top of my list, Dante Simpson, defensive tackle. Is he to you like the 4th defensive tackle right now? Or no?
He's between 4 and 5. Him and Dalen Russell, I think, are battling that out. But he's absolutely in the top 5, and he's got super size. He's a freshman. He's over 300, and he plays the game at the right pad level, and he's able to hold the point and do everything that you want a guy to do. And he will get in the ball game, and you need to see him be as active as he can. And I think it gets me, it's so important with guys on the line of scrimmage, either side, the young ones, they got to get used to going play after play after play. It's not 2 plays and take a rest or 3 plays and take a rest. They got to get acclimated to some long drives and see how their conditioning holds up and really see what game conditions are like.
Yeah. Hey, another guy is JoJo Trader on the top of my list. I knew he ran a takeoff down the middle, pretty well covered between the safety and the corner, but I sure would like to see him get 4 or 5 catches and get him going a little bit. Has he been a little banged up? I heard he was a little banged up for a while again.
You know what, Joe? I haven't. I don't follow the injury report, so I can't answer that for you. But I will tell you this: they need to have him involved. I think that he's a guy that the receiver group. If you give me a minute, I've never seen a receiver group in my history of football block like that group did on Sunday. Every one of them. I mean, they were decleating those guys of Notre Dame, and it was play after play. And I think, he was involved, got on the field some, and everybody was a big part of that. Trader's a playmaker that it will work his way into the equation.
Yeah. By the way, a lot of people surprised didn't realize Malachi at age 17. I think he might be turning 18 here pretty soon. I know you and I had a good laugh about it. It wasn't so funny watching his ass out there running around wide open on some of those routes. Not acting like a 17 now, soon to be 18-year-old. What do you think of Malachi's performance, and did you expect it from being at practice a lot?
Joe, what you see at practice, he showed all those things that he showed in the game. But what you don't know is a 17-year-old in his first start against Notre Dame. He's at Miami, national television, sold-out crowd. How's he going to play? Well, he played like he plays. And every single person you talk to on that staff, they talk about how he approaches every single day. And the fact that he studies, he's in there watching extra tape, taking extra balls after practice, doing whatever he's got to do. And I think the best is yet to come. And the good news for me is, we were wondering how you're going to replace Restrepo. Well, I mean, does this kid have 3,000-yard seasons?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where's the cap on him? I don't think there is one.
Well, the other thing I like is, and it tells you all you need to know about how much they trust him. He's a punt return guy. He was your deep guy catching all the punts. And I wasn't sure about that, but he looked so smooth. It just didn't look like the moment was too big with Notre Dame guys around him out there to fair catch it and run when he could.
That's a great point. And, special teams, they perform very, very well, except for, the one snap, but everything else, I think Miami just, again, won that category against Notre Dame. But Tony's going to get used to it. Number 10 is a name to get used to. And, how do you not talk about the receivers and talk about the catch with
the
CJ
catches?
Daniels?
By the way, that might not happen anything like that the rest of the year. The time in the game between a safety and a corner that you got a little separation, and then the extension. Yeah, that was impressive. That was you don't get one of those. A lot of guys never see that in their career. That was pretty good for national TV. Where's that rank for you?
I don't know that I've seen many much better than that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a tough one, right?
That's a tough one. I mean, somebody'd have to jar my memory for that one to be unseated as number one, especially with the results and at the time of the game and what it meant. I mean, that was a money deal. And Joe, I'm sure you noticed, but Carson Beck was falling backwards. I mean, it was a heck of a placement for him too. I mean, the catch was spectacular, but Beck getting it out there and hanging on to the last second and getting rid of the football and making the play. It was a cumulative effort by those guys.
Hey, defensively, just the one breakdown, which was a big problem a year ago. I don't need to tell you about all the guys wide open and trying to figure out either in the radio booth or somebody on TV going, somebody made a mistake. Nobody's this open in a zone or something. Only had one of them in the game that I really noticed. It looked like it was pretty clean from the secondary.
It was. And the thing that is impressive about that is the communication that's required in the secondary to be successful. And, Notre Dame obviously was trying to get them to run most of the game to the perimeter, throwing all those screens and everything out towards the sideline. But they held up, and The Poisier kid, who's a sophomore, who came in from Jacksonville State, you're about a step up from what he saw last year in college. And Lucas played well. He was the guy from Wisconsin. And that whole group really is starting to gel. I think as the next couple weeks go by, you'll really start seeing them build depth, and you'll start seeing a couple guys just jump off the chart as who's the star.
Yeah. No, listen, man, it was a lot of good stuff. Hey, so just so you know, before I hit this 9 o'clock hour, so I went out. I want to make sure you're okay with this. And I did it again before you came on. I've been saying when he's in the office, if you call and said, if DBJ comes out to my house, I'd like to use him for my flooring. Because you did that, and my wife had such a great experience. But it'd be a Canes fan, and you don't mind talking about the Canes. You talk about them morning, noon, and night. It's okay. Yeah. So you're not mad I did that, right? I just want to let you know it's the owner of the company.
Joe, I can't be mad at you telling the truth. How could I be mad at you telling the
truth? There you go.
You call me. That's it. It's a very simple rule. If you call me wherever you are, I'll go. I don't care if it's Weston or Vero Beach. I'll be there. It doesn't matter. And that's just the way we run it. If you're nice enough to come to us, we're nice enough to come to you.
DBJ,
that, Joe.
Hey, man, that's the way you are, too. If anybody getting ready to do it, make sure you stop right now and use DBJ. I'm telling you right now, they got great people, great group of people working with them. Don, thank you, man. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you next week.
You got it, buddy. Thanks. Have a good one as well.
You got it. Don Bailey Jr., Hurricanes radio analyst, joining us. We got 9 o'clock hour coming up. Mike Florio is on fire right now. We're going to have Mike join us in this 9 o'clock hour. We'll have that for you. But before we do, we obviously have a message for everybody out there, especially for a lot of guys going through some hard times. Man, it hits it. I've had it, done it, didn't handle it great. In different times of my life. And if you're in a dark time right now, I want to tell you about Dr. Barry and his staff and talk about Recovery Unplugged and just how good they are. We're always talking about game changers on the field, but here's one for your mental health. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team that they put together, and innovative treatments like this ketamine, therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs winning strategy, call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves a great season in life. Recovery Unplugged can help you heal out loud.
Doral Hyundai, the number one Hyundai store in the nation, just went full beast mode. Doral Hyundai, with the deals are monstrous and the prices don't survive. No one sells for less. No one. Starting in the NFL, the Eagles beat the Cowboys 24-20 to open up the season. Week 1 continues tonight with the Chiefs and Chargers playing in Brazil. Then the Dolphins will open up on Sunday in Indianapolis. Over to the Canes, will host Bethune-Cookman tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 7 from Hard Rock, and the game can be heard here on WQAM with our countdown to kickoff beginning at 3. And 2, the Marlins will begin a 3-game series with the Phillies tonight. The first pitch is at 7:10 from Lone Depot Park. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
A little taste of some of these big guys coming out, hitting them. Like, all right, you think you're going to run around our guy? How about if you get a little taste of Landon Dickerson coming right down your throat?
The throw to Ayuk inside, touchdown. Samuel leading the way. Ayuk comes inside of him.
Hey, welcome back here for the 9 o'clock hour. I always like to say, whether it's football season or not, or basketball season or hockey season, baseball season, soccer season, nobody can mess up a Friday. Nobody can mess it up.
Not even getting spit on?
That might hurt my feelings a little bit, but God, I got to tell you, man.
Talk of the league after game 1, man.
Just when you're pumped up, Cowboys and all their drama, playing the world champion Eagles, and the friggin' game starts before one play. I mean, it's even hard. It's not even during the heat of a game, in the middle of a game, when you're pushing and shoving and guys are trying to take another guy's helmet off, and a cheap shot and a late block came down right after the kickoff, before an offensive or defensive play took place, and one of the best defensive tackles in football spits on a quarterback.
While a guy was getting carted off.
Yeah, while the guy,
kickoff.
Right.
Real good
other
6
guy,
seconds for the NFL.
The other guy, the other guy blew out his knee, it looked like, and
he's sitting there dead, and then you got
Jaylen Carter gets kicked out, and big old smile on his big rear end, and he just left, and it was just the strangest start. You know, you're getting ready, and, you know, those guys are getting ready to do the game, and, you know, and they're going to get ready to talk, and I'm sure Chris had a whole bunch of stuff on, you got to block the guy in the middle. He's impossible to block with one guy. You got to double team him. Then he's gone. And all those offensive linemen going, geez, their best defensive lineman, one of the best in the game, he's not playing. Spit. They do a close-up, and there's a spit. Outside of a sucker punch, if you've ever been hit from the side, a guy that's not even involved, and a guy comes running in from the side and hits you on the jaw and drops you, or marks you up a little bit, and, you know, that's cowardly. But this thing is
disrespectful.
It's just the worst to spit on somebody. It's the worst. And occasionally you'll see somebody mad, and they still, like, they're trying to figure out what they can do. And I know I can't touch her or touch him, but let it rip.
I'm not buying the Dak spit first thing either, man. I saw the video.
I didn't even bring it up. I saw it too. I didn't even bring it up.
Spitting on the ground while he was talking to the guy.
He had the offensive lineman between them. They had their back to him in the huddle. Now, there's a lot of, you know, talking going on while they're getting this guy carted off the field and waiting, and it was a crazy game. Anyway, we'll have Mike Florio. We'll come back, and we'll talk to him in just a few minutes about the whole thing. And last night there was so many different parts to this game. So the Eagles, listen, when you're winning, everything's great. Don't get me wrong. But they're paying a lot of money, the two guys on the outside, and Jalen Hurts was fantastic last night. 19 to 23, 152 yards, and he ran for 2 touchdowns. You're probably going, so what could be bad, Joe? Well, you're paying a lot of guys, 2 guys. I think they're the highest paid combination of wide receivers, but if not, the top 3 or 4 for sure. Cincinnati, I know, is paying a lot of money. Their top 2 guys. The Dolphins are paying a lot to their top 2 guys in Waddle and Hill. But A.J. Brown had 1 catch for 8 yards, and Devontae Smith 3 for 16 yards last night. Now, you're winning. You know, you just go, hey, man, you guys going to have your days. Don't worry about it. Tonight, this was our game plan, but it's going to be different. You guys going to be part of it. And they're getting their money and stuff, but those guys want to get the football. But it is funny. I don't think you'll hear anything about it. AJ may bring another book out again that he reads on the side and off the bench. But yeah, I saw some comments like, how long will this last before there's a little barking outside? Now, it's helped out that they have probably the best running back in football running, right? So they're winning a lot of games. Life obviously is a hell of a lot better when you get a ring and you're making the money. What a great combination. Every great player wants that combination. You want to get a chance. You want your money. Absolutely number one. I want my money. I want to get that big second contract or second big contract, but you want to win. There aren't too many happy guys that take the money and go to a bad team and that thing ends up well, right? How many times we see a guy go to a team, it's not very good, but he got a lot of money and he goes, wow, this is brutal being here on this team. This is terrible being here and going through this. So I was thinking that, and obviously can't wait to see what this Dolphins thing's going to look like. 1 o'clock against the Colts, and see who's going to play. I guess the story before we get, because most of the guys will travel, Mike takes pretty much everybody on the trips because he wants those guys to see it and go through everything else and the meetings before. But of those 13 guys, who's going to be able to play? Are they all in? I think we're all going to kind of learn. What are all the things we have again, Jamie or Woody? What is it we have on the thing? We don't have anybody out, right? What do we have mostly? Questionable? What do they have?
You got questionable. You got DNPs and limited.
Okay.
Limited.
Did not practice and limited practice. Wow, they got a bunch of dudes
Hopefully
on there.
It's all right, man.
Yeah,
we looked around the league, some of the other injuries.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of teams. Going to be all over.
As many as most, but that's okay.
Some teams want to get everything out there to go by. The league is strict on this due to the gambling.
Oh,
I don't know what it do. They do. I just threw that in there. Actually, they want to do it because want the other team to know. Did you see your face when I said gambling? I never say gambling. I know.
Yeah, well, they show some integrity. Maybe let that guy play last night through the spitting thing. Come on.
All right,
People got money on the game, Joe.
So what do you think Mike's going to say? Does this guy get suspended one more game?
Oh, yeah, Mike's going to jump all over him. He's going to crush him. I don't know what I'm more excited for. I know you're going to have.
He didn't play one down last night, so that he was
Yeah,
suspended for that game.
He needs to be suspended, but I'm excited to hear Mike trash Belichick, too.
You love that stuff.
I
That's
do.
just what you need
I
to
do
get started
very,
for your
much.
weekend. All right.
Very, very much. Don't you?
Oh, Mike gets going, man.
You got to enjoy. You got to admit you're enjoying what's happening with Belichick right now.
Oh,
Just
the
a little
Belichick
bit,
stuff?
right? You're
Yes.
enjoying it. Couldn't have scripted it any
By the
better.
way, did you see the team they played had all the comments that were made about how great they were and all the games they're going to win, and they circled they're going to win the first one?
Did you see two of the linemen from TCU reenacted that picture where he has the fishing pole and he's fishing his girlfriend, and one of the guys is laying down in the end zone, and the other guy had the
Come on, I did not see that.
Yeah.
Well, they had a lot of fun with Belichick.
Good for them. They should have.
Scoring 41 straight points in the game. Boy,
Yeah.
did they have a lot of fun. All right. Hey, listen, we got something else that's a lot of fun for you this week. And I've been telling you, if you're looking for a new family golf cart, and I mean family that you can go around, you live in one of those neighborhoods where everybody's got that nice golf cart and get around at night and get out of the cars and trucks and just and really enjoy yourself, you got to check out Kliggys. Kliggys is unbelievable. Kliggys. Remember it because they got some sweet, unbelievable, nobody else has anything like it, Kliggys carts, featuring Royal EV golf carts, the coolest golf carts in America today. They are all electric, featuring 48 and 72-volt lithium battery options, designed and engineered to be leader in quality and safety, so you don't have to worry about the kids and any accidents. And the aluminum frames, you don't have to worry about rust. Adjustable front seat and all of their 6-seat models, which is something nobody else has to offer. Custom paint jobs, any of your favorite colors for any of your favorite teams, sound bars and LED lighting, they have them all. Matter of fact, you can even get more things put on them. Kliggys Carts is located next to Okeechobee Steakhouse on Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. I don't care where you live, further north, in Dade or Broward, it's worth it this weekend to take a drive to Kliggys Showroom there in Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach, you're going to be blown away. First of all, you get there, you're serious, obviously. If you go to the showroom, they'll let you take it for a drive. You get exactly what you want. Call 877-CLIGGIES or visit CliggiesCarts.com. Hey, I got to tell you, man, go to CliggiesCarts.com. Learn more. They are slashing prices. Matter of fact, I want to let you know it's $1,000 or 0% off. It's $1,000 off or 0% financing if that's something you want to do. Cliggies Carts, nothing like them no matter where you are. And oh, by the way, they will deliver your carts for free. You got it made no matter where you are. Before you buy somewhere else, make sure you stop by Cliggies.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline Shop. Over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. Friday, 9 o'clock hour. You know what that means. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joins us this morning. And, Mike, just when you think you've seen just about everything on the start of a Thursday night football game, and you're going, wow, what just happened with Jaylen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott, gets kicked out of the game. We hadn't played one offensive or defensive snap in that game. Crazy. What were your thoughts on what's going to happen going forward on this one?
It's amazing. We were settled into the green room after the pregame show, and somebody yelled out, Jaylen Carter got ejected. It's like, they haven't even started the game yet. So it's just crazy. Now, Joe, I started to dig around, and it's possible that there will be further action taken against him. He could, in theory, be suspended because they have been emphasizing sportsmanship and respect for the opponent. But I've done some of the research on past punishments for spitting. There's a couple of $7,500 fines. Terrell Owens was fined $35,000 for spitting on D'Angelo Hall back in his days with the Dallas Cowboys. I have a feeling, after thinking it all through and considering that Jaylen Carter got paid last night to not play at all, his game checks are $57,222. I have a feeling he's going to be fined $57,222, and that's going to be the end of it. Because why not do that?
Yeah.
He didn't play and got paid last night, so next week against the Chiefs, he'll play and not get paid. And if they would suspend him for the game against the Chiefs, you know what the tinfoil hat crowd is going to say. The Chiefs get another break from the league office.
Yes, 100% on that one. Hey, Mike, so on top of that, something else happened last night. It's interesting because we talk about the wide receivers making a lot of money and how they're going to act. So last night, we haven't heard anything yet. And that Eagles win, which, again, they got a hell of a team. A.J. Brown had 1 catch for 8 yards. Devontae Smith had 3 for 16. I'm sure they're going to get him the ball more, but they're paying those guys a lot of money. I know it's about winning, but I also know those wide receivers love to get the ball thrown to them. How long before that thing could potentially blow up?
It's not going to be something that hits the fan after the first game of the season. They hung the banner. Everyone's excited. It's all new. But 1 target, it came late in the game for A.J. Brown, 1 catch, 8 yards. If this continues 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, you get closer and closer where tick, 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 and the boom happens. And it happened last year. He had some comments that he made about the passing game being the reason the offense was struggling. And then Brandon Graham was doing a radio show, and he basically said that there's issues personally between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. And then, of course, Brandon Graham had to get out a mop and a bucket and try to clean it all up. But you deal with that when you've got receivers who believe that the key to winning is getting me the ball. If you're not winning, it happens a lot faster. But even if you are winning, I'm sure A.J. Brown in a quiet moment after last night's game, Joe, was thinking, we would have won by more than 4 points if they just would have thrown me the ball. And there was no indication that they were doing anything exotic to take him out of the game. The ball just wasn't getting thrown to him.
Yeah. No, they had it going, and Jalen Hurts was Jalen Hurts running around back there and making some big plays. All right. So, Mike, you got it stirred up down here. Of all the people that come out with power rankings, and people are talking about Mike Florio, a Pro Football, you must know this. South Florida must let you know, 29th in the power rankings for this upcoming season.
What was the old Steve Urkel line? Did I do that?
Hey, so I went through the 3-win teams, the Browns, the Giants, the Titans last year, the 4-win teams, Patriots, Jags, and Raiders, 5-win teams, Jets, Bears, Panthers, and Saints. And you got us right there at the real low. What was it? We've been through you and I have talked through dysfunction. We talked through, our guys getting along and everything else. But when you did this, and I know you put time into it, you don't slap anything together. I've known you a long time.
Oh, you don't know me very well.
29th, Mike. Come on.
Joe, I just don't buy the whole we're going to do things different. I don't buy it. They got to prove it to me. So they start in the spot that they deserve based upon, number one, how they finished last year, number two, where they currently are, number three, whether or not I believe they're in a position to make themselves better. And they can play their way out of it. Somebody had to be 29, somebody had to be 1, somebody had to be 7, somebody had to be 32. So that's the way it goes. But I just am skeptical that this latest effort to change is going to make a difference. And, you know, we talk about the stuff and we hear about the stuff all the time with Tyreek and Tua, and they were at it again this week. I got perturbed that they played the it was blown out of proportion card. I'm sure you guys played that sound.
Yes.
From those guys. Like, we went back and looked at what Tua said about Tyreek when he said it. Nothing was blown out of proportion. It was blown properly into proportion. It was exactly what he said. We made a big deal about it because it was a big deal for a quarterback to call out his teammate the way that he did and to say what needed to be said. We supported Tua when he said what he said. Tyreek Hill was out of line, and Tyreek Hill spent the offseason trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube, and I don't buy it. You know, you talked about A.J. Brown, 1 catch for 8 yards. If Tyreek Hill has 1 catch for 8 yards week 1 and week 2 and week 3, and if the Dolphins are 2-5 at some point, I think he's the candidate to be the Devontae Adams this year. I've told you that before.
Yeah.
I think he could get traded by the deadline if the Dolphins have fallen apart, because he's not going to be on the team next year, not at that salary. So I think that it's a very real possibility, and I just don't buy where things are right now. And again, feel free to prove me wrong, but I had to put somebody at 29. And I just think the Dolphins are teetering on the edge of a possible implosion. Maybe they won't, but if I had to bet one way or the other, I'd say that's what's coming. And I know it's hard to hear it when your team's 0-0 and you've convinced yourself they're going to be good. Let's see. Somebody's not going to be good. Somebody's going to be number 21 when it's all said and done. Maybe it won't be the Dolphins, but it's going to be somebody.
Well, the other part of this is I think they're going to go out of their way. Tyreek says, I think Tyreek's thinking to himself, I'm not worried about being a captain, one of the 6 captains, but I do want that ball to be thrown to me, and they need to throw me the ball if they're serious about winning and getting this offense going. And I am really curious about as much about how many targets he gets in this first game, Mike, as anything to see, because he's been basically out of camp all season, all off in this camp. He didn't do much. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out. But you weren't the only one.
Joe, let me say this, too.
Yeah.
Joe, let me say this. I think he was stung by not being a captain. I think he believed by doing everything he did, saying everything he said, coming out and saying, I don't deserve to be a captain. I think he believed he would do enough to reingratiate himself to his teammates and get one of those 6 C's. And I think maybe it's a splash of cold water to get him to even further commit to being a good teammate, or maybe it just helps lay the foundation for the implosion to come.
Well, I know, and Bo's with you. A lot of my buddies are saying, I ain't buying what Tyreek had to say the other day about being a soldier and, hey, I'm going to lead my way by being great and following these guys and doing it the right way. And we'll see, right? I mean, now
we got a saying down in Texas, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, can't get fooled again.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, so we got to spend some time on this other one. Had nothing to do with the NFL. But Belichick, from getting his ass kicked 48-14 to Belichick bans the Patriots from access to the North Carolina program and 0 access to the coaches. This is really this is petty at a different level, since Belichick's been on the other side where he's wanted his scouts to go to these programs. What's your take on this latest with Belichick, especially after the butt kicking he got and the stroking he got on ESPN before the game?
This is the most stunning example of hubris gone mad. This is Emperor's New Clothes, and instead of somebody telling him he's riding butt naked down the street on a horse, they're saying, hey, that's a good look on you. It's incredible. And I had some of the remaining members of the North Carolina Hive after what happened on Monday night try to challenge me on social media that, oh, he's just doing this because the Patriot scouts will come in there and they'll get information and they'll give it to North Carolina's opponents. And then some unnamed UNC athletic department source, i.e. Mike Lombardi, told a reporter that, look at how they've treated Bill since he left. I mean, what do you mean how they've treated Bill since he left? Robert Kraft tried to give him an olive branch a couple of months ago, and Bill basically told him, shove it up your butt sideways.
Yes.
So Bill is the one Bill is the one who's mad. Bill is the one who's petty. Bill is the one who is acting like a baby. And the people close to him aren't telling him, don't do that. They're telling him, you go, girl.
Boy, I got to tell you, too, the stroke job before, and I get it. Belichick's in college football, and ESPN played it up on that Monday night, last college football game of the week. And even those guys even picking him. He's my friend. He comes on my show. He's going to win. Like, okay.
Oh, it's disgusting. It was disgusting. And when it was clear after that pick six that they're done, all of a sudden it pivots to making excuses. Well, TCU is pretty good. Well, TCU has been in this position before where they've had to deal with a hyped opponent. They were the first opponents of Deion Sanders at Colorado. So Sonny Dykes does know how to get a team ready for a situation like this. Like, why didn't you say that one time during the pregame extravaganza that was basically Bill Belichick, this is your life. Hey, here's Teddy Bruschi. Hey, here's Nick Saban. Hey, here's Randy Moss. I'm surprised Tom Brady wasn't there.
They said Tom was wearing a North Carolina jersey, though. He had his back. Yeah, apparently Belichick, however that thing ended with the Kraft family, it was worse than we all originally thought when he still wanted to be in the NFL. Maybe a lot more than we thought, but not happy. He got fired, right? There's no question he was fired from that job. Yeah.
He got fired, and that's okay. I mean, if you stay at a job long enough,
you're getting canned.
You're either going to get the privilege of retiring or you're going to fire. And Joe, 3 years ago, when he decided to make Matt Patricia his offensive coordinator, I said at the time, if any other coach did this, we would say, has he lost his mind? So we have to ask the fair question, has Bill Belichick lost his mind? And look at how that season went and the damage it did to the potentially promising career, who knows, of Mac Jones. Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler. I mean, like the sixth guy, but still, he had a decent rookie year. By year two, it was a disaster because Matt Patricia's the guy calling the offense. And it's hubris. It's hubris that Bill Belichick thought that would work. And so Robert Kraft did what he had to do. It was over. It was done. And it's just amazing to see him act this way. And I've had people defend him over the years. Oh, if you get to know him, he's such a great guy. It's like, well, okay, fine. But he comes off as a jerk all the time. He treats reporters poorly. He's dismissive. He's rude. He's arrogant. And the chickens have come home to roost on him.
Yeah. Oh, no question. I enjoyed that. I knew that was coming from you. I got to tell you, that was just, I really enjoyed that. Thanks, Mike. Hey, but thank you so much. So, Eagles, Cowboys, whatever happened, I know they had long rain delay and stuff, but I'm guessing the number is going to be great. But Sunday night, you got the best damn game. Ravens at the Bills Sunday night in Buffalo. Are you kidding me? Both MVPs. I can't imagine anything does better in that game this week. Huh?
Oh, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. And look, Lamar Jackson in prime time in the regular season is unstoppable. I feel bad for the Bills. Now, in the postseason, it may be a different story. But in the regular season, he's incredible. And, Joe, keep an eye on the contract situation between Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. He's got 3 seasons left. That's 2 years and 4 months. They will not be able to franchise tag him in 2028. He'll be an unrestricted free agent if he wants to be. And I think how this season goes is going to be a major factor in what he chooses to do. He can play out the next 3 years, and then he can go wherever he wants to go. And it'll be different than last time around because there won't be 2 first-round picks attached to him. There won't be the right of first refusal if the Ravens would want a match. He will be free and clear in 3 seasons. And I think this season is going to be a major factor in what his final decision is.
Before I let you go, I want you to tell me who you think's going to win one game. You know what game it's going to be. Dolphins going to the Colts. What do you think happens?
Well, I think that there's a very real factor that we can't overlook. This is the first regular season game the Colts are playing since the passing of longtime owner Jim Irsay. And I think that's going to be a very real emotion. And, Joe, people try to simplify football. Well, they try to complicate it into analytics and simplify it to this and that. There's a lot of human emotion involved. And I think the Colts players are going to be feeling it. The coaches are going to be feeling it. The fans are going to be feeling it. It's going to be a tough spot for the Dolphins. And I think Daniel Jones is better than people give him credit for. He played well enough with the Giants to earn a second contract. They just got to a point where they decided they weren't going to continue to pay him that kind of money, so they moved on. He went in there and he beat the incumbent. He beat the guy they made the 4th overall pick in the draft. The Colts organizationally had every reason to make Richardson the starter. They had to admit their mistake by going with Daniel Jones. They believe in Daniel Jones. I just think it's going to be a tough day for anyone to go in there and win on the first game they're playing since the passing of Jim Irsay.
Well, that aside, this Miami Dolphin team desperately, after this offseason and camp, desperately need that win. Mike, thank you so much, man.
Hey, Joe, I love that Jordan Brooks is one of the captains because he's the one that came out and said they were soft after they lost to the Packers. So if they're going to listen to him, there's hope for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
See, I said something nice about the team.
There you go. Mike, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
See you, Joe.
Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. Hey, we got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. By the way, did you know that you called it? You told me the Belichick stuff's going to get him going. That was build up. Mike Florio. Awesome. Mike Florio had Bill
really
Belichick build up.
They let us down a little bit at the end with the whole Colts are going to be emotional thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we like not with the emotional stuff?
No.
You don't. I mean,
no, I don't.
Okay,
I'm not. He's more into that than.
Come on.
He's more into that than.
Like that's going to be the difference in the game.
Yeah. No.
By the way, you talk about emotion. The Dolphins should show some damn emotion.
By the way,
listen to what Mike just said about him.
They've been beat up by everybody. We could go through and by the way, when just Mike, NFL.com, ESPN, CBS, SI, you can go through the whole group. Way out of the playoffs when you're in the 20s. Way out.
You want to give us some picks when we come back? You go to picks?
Yeah.
It is Football Friday.
I'm terrible at picks, though.
Yeah,
Can you start by saying, please?
That's why we don't keep track of your record
good.
during the season.
Yeah, I just lie if you. So now I know that. I go,
Yeah,
you know, I like
track.
that
Don't
game.
Don't worry.
A radio special. You know, I love that game. You know, that was a team I love. Yep, I hit that one. Hey, I got to tell you what. I know I hit one thing. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Great service. Truly has no life. That man is always working to get your mortgage done and get you the lowest rate possible, which right now happens to be in the 5s. First-time home buyer rates. He's got great deals for you right now to get it pre-approved, get you in the game before you start going this weekend looking for that home you really want. You're going back. You're getting ready to make an offer, and you know you've been approved for that offer. Makes it a lot easier, and this is what Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage can do for you. Go to Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage Reviews. Boy, they're saying a lot of nice things about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. I also want to let you know he's got a program for seniors 62 or older. Got a lot of equity in that home. He wants to let you know you can convert your home equity into money. And a lot of people are doing it. Lived in that same house, paid it off, sitting there with all that money. The value of the home's gone way up, and you're going, man, I would love to. I could really use this money as I get ready to go through this last phase of my retirement life coming up here. Hey, whatever it is, call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. He truly has no life. This man just works. Call or text him, 561-441-2730. More than 30 years of experience right here in South Florida. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Sports.
You know what time it is.
I do know what time it is. You've been waiting on
By the
this,
way, I got to
man.
tell you something.
Yeah.
Now that we have an additional person here, Jamie's here with us.
Thank God he's here. I can help out with advice.
We are going to keep track of your picks. Just so you know. So we will have
Do I have to do like with spreads?
Yeah, you have to do with spreads. What do you think this is? You just pick winners?
Whole 9 yards, Joe.
All right, here we go. You ready?
God.
We got a game tonight, Joe. Chargers and
This
Chiefs.
is going to be a complete you-know-what show right now.
KC minus 3.5 from Brazil. Don't have to think about it this long because we're keeping track here.
This changed the game now. Now you're all these games. These guys in Vegas are so damn good on these spreads.
Just take the Chiefs.
I'm gonna take the Chargers because I told you guys I'm gonna.
You're in love with Justin Herbert. 1:00 on Sunday. Falcons and Bucks. Tampa Bay favored by 1.5 games in Atlanta though.
Tampa Bay.
Okay. Browns and Bengals. This should be a lot of fun from Cleveland. Cincinnati favored by 5.5 points.
Like Cleveland.
Okay. Patriots and Raiders. New England favored by 2.5 points. Game in Foxborough.
I like New England in this game.
Saints and Cardinals from the Superdome. The Cardinals, are favored by 6.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cardinals. I don't trust those two quarterbacks. I don't know who got the starting job there. You go with the rookie or kid from Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm going to go.
You're supposed to know that before you give your pick.
Yeah, I know.
Steelers and Jets. Aaron Rodgers makes his Steelers debut there at his old stadium in New Jersey. Pittsburgh's favored by 2.5.
I'm going to go Steelers. I hate taking road teams too.
Commanders,
I don't trust the Jets.
Commanders and Giants from Washington here. Washington favored by 5.5.
Commanders.
Another 1:00 here. Last 1:00 outside of our game, which we'll get to at the end. Jags and Panthers. Jacksonville favored by 3.5 from Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'll go Jags.
4:05. The Broncos and the Titans. Biggest spread of the weekend, 8.5.
Oh, Broncos.
Broncos big.
Broncos big.
Spoiling Cam Ward's debut.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, Niners and Seahawks from Seattle. San Fran favored by 1.5.
Seattle.
All right, this has a chance to be the entertaining game of the Sunday slate here. I know that Sunday night game's juicy, but Packers and Lions from Green Bay.
Great game.
That is a heck of a game. Packers are favored by 1.5.
I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Okay. Also at 4:25, Rams and Texans from LA. Rams are favored by 3.5.
I'm gonna go Rams.
All right, Joe. 8:20.
Rams team, man, they're
8:20
good
on
last
Sunday night from Buffalo. Bills and Ravens. Baltimore currently favored by 1.5. We'll let you have that as a pick'em game. Though,
All right, Ravens.
I know you like the Ravens in that one.
I think Ravens got the best roster in football.
All right, Monday night, Bears and Vikings. Minnesota's favored by 1.5.
Vikings.
And then here we go, man. 1:00 on Sunday from Lucas Oil Stadium. Dolphins and Colts. Indy favored by 1.5 at the moment. The total at 46.5.
I know the owner passed away.
I know
Daniel Jones is getting ready to make this great comeback in his career. Not this week. I'm going with the Dolphins. I'm going Tua versus Daniel Jones. It's going to start there, and it needs to finish there with Tua all of a sudden, even though he hadn't seen these guys for a while, with the track meet team going out there and playing good. And by the way, Ollie Gordon, kind of a nice story coming out of this game. Ollie Gordon the second getting some carries in this game.
He better, because people are going to start him in fantasy based on your recommendation.
Well, don't do that.
The same way I drafted Jalen Wright last year in like every one of my leagues based on your recommendation.
By the way, this team loves Devon Achane, who even on last year with 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. Boy, Devon, I hope we get to see the old Devon. I hope he looks quick, and because he's run some pretty fast 40s on this field. I'd love to see him get open out there in open space a little bit, see what he can do. I like it,
man.
All right.
We stay away from the college stuff. And you want to give a UM? Does UM? Do you think they?
I couldn't find a spread.
There may not be a spread. Do you think they can hold on? Can they survive?
Bethune. When does Williams get to come in as a backup quarterback? What third quarter or fourth quarter?
First play?
No.
I don't think there is a
You got to get those guys some work, and you got to get them out of the game because South Florida, it gets a little more difficult, and then it goes to the Gators. You got to build up to that.
Speaking of that 4:15 on Saturday from Gainesville, that dump.
What is that, 17? What is
17 and a half.
Yeah.
What do you think? Bulls go in there and get a win?
No.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Can they cover 17, though?
Probably not.
What about Boise State? But you're saying Boise State's that bad, is what you're telling me.
I'm not saying that. FIU's got a tough one, by the way.
Yes, they do.
42.5 is the number there. They're heading up to Penn State.
So here's the problem you have with all the good teams now that everybody's running up scores, man, because of the rankings, right? Everybody wants impressive wins. And, you put one of these schools on there, nothing against FIU or FAU, but you put somebody like that on your schedule, and it's a close game, it comes back to haunt you.
Mm-hmm. So we were looking through these, by the way, and to end on this, I'm pretty sure Florida State made up an opponent this week. They're going to play East Texas A&M.
Where the hell did that come from? You're exactly right. Don't worry.
The East Campus of Texas A&M.
I can't wait, man. This is a good year for college football in this state because the big three are all playing each other. Everybody, Florida State always play each other.
Right.
And Miami and Florida playing. I wish they could play every year.
It'll be Monday the next time we convene here, man. It better be a good one.
Better be. You keep saying that to me like, you better be prepared if you come in.
Well, I think you'll be in a crummy mood. I think everyone's going to be in a crummy mood. The Dolphins lose.
How about being a little positive? That this
I told you I think they're going to win.
Going to come together.
I think the Dolphins are going to blow their doors off, to be honest. But
I think nobody's talking about the Dolphins front seven. I think they're going to get after them pretty good. And we'll see, man. We're going to find out a lot about this team. I can't wait to see the 13 guys, which guys are in, which guys are out, Woody. That's not a bad way to start. Hey, man, you guys out there have a great weekend. And always, as always, thanks for being with us. We always appreciate you finding time with us. Especially here that we're now on 104.3 FM. WQAM says thank you so much on behalf of all the shows and have a great weekend.
104.3 FM. WQ.